they start, so on and so forth. I'm gonna allow Uriah to go ahead and expand on it a little bit.
Shalom, shalom, family. So, like my beloved brother said, that we're gonna have a discussion with Sicarri. This is one of the many discussions that we had, but the main thing that brought this whole discussion out is that they said that they are perfect and they don't break any laws. So, what we want to show them that the sins of ignorance proves that no man is perfect, and they are saying that a day starts in the night. So more than likely they keep their Sabbath days wrong and they keep their feast days and all their holy days wrong. So we're gonna prove beyond a shadow of a doubt when the day starts, when the day ends, and the difference between a 24-hour period and the so-called day.
Praise y'all. Ready to rock and roll?
Oh yeah, this gonna be good work.
All right, so right now we're gonna go ahead and bring we're gonna access the StreamYard right now. Also check out our last debate with Uriah Shashikar. Did Christ teach against the Torah?
I don't know about that, but
My royalty, my God, he spoiled me, water into my city. After all the brothers ate and drank, it was time for them to go
bro,
back.
who is that in the middle? Just
Joseph
feel like, yeah,
and his
tearing up
servants packed their bags
both of them damn.
put in Benjamin's bag, packed food in one of his silver cups. Then follow them when they leave.
Yeah,
And
you gotta
say,
go watch.
why do you reward evil for good? So he did as he was
If you're
commanded.
not early, you're late.
Right.
In the morning, the servant followed the brothers. Then he stopped them and accused them of stealing Joseph's cup. But the brothers denied taking the cup, saying, if the cup be found on any of us,
Bruh,
let
y'all
that man
planted that
die and
on
we be
Benjamin, man.
servants.
Just like the cops
So
who
they
planting
all
weed
opened
on
their
us
bags,
all the
and
time,
it was
talking about
found in
making
Benjamin's
smoke
bag.
weed all the time.
And
That's
they
not
all
true.
cried and
They
returned
be
back to
planting
the
it on
city.
us. Yeah.
And when they returned to Joseph, they bowed down. Joseph said,
Leave my
what
forefather
have
alone,
you
man. He was
done?
a good man.
Judah says, what can we say? The cup was found
Melina
with
said
us.
that's Issachar.
We are now your servants.
He drank.
Joseph
He had to
says,
eat that chicken
God
like
forbid,
that.
any
Soak
man
up all
that
the
hath the cup
alcohol.
in his hand shall be my servant. The rest can go in peace to your father. But Judah begged for Benjamin's sake, because he didn't want Jacob to go
Lord
through the
have
pain
mercy.
of not having Benjamin. Judah offered to give
Exactly.
himself instead of Benjamin,
Tears coming
saying,
out his dreads.
how can I go to my father
Yeah,
without
good.
him? Perhaps I see an
Bro, y'all
evil
need to leave
thing
my
happen to
forefather
my
alone,
father.
man. That man
And
was
when
innocent,
Joseph heard that,
and he
he
loved
broke
his
down
brother.
and cried loudly.
Look at you.
Joseph said, I am
no
your
more
brother
spoilers, no more
Joseph.
spoilers.
How
Look at Joseph
No more
over there
spoilers.
crying.
Nobody's talking about that, bro.
So,
No more spoilers. No more spoilers. See, we're not talking.
if you have,
episode about Benjamin, we're not watching. I'm just saying.
wow.
We're not gonna
If
watch
you
it.
have not seen the latest episode of Hebrew Kids TV, clearly, as you can see, you're missing out. It's a good time. It's very informative. It talks about, the history of our people, talks about our forefathers. Very informative, but also very entertaining, as you can see. So please, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe today to Hebrew Kids TV. That's all one word on YouTube, Hebrew Kids TV. Make sure you subscribe, like, leave a comment, share, do all the things so that this can get out to more of our children and more out to our brothers and sisters in the truth and to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Thank you for your support. All right. I see Sister Amana's in the chat. Shalom, shalom, sister. Good to see you as
Who's
always.
still not a member, by the way. It was like 3 months ago. She said, I'm going to pay the rent, then I'm going to get the membership. I haven't done it.
Somebody help our Sister Amana. You know what I'm saying?
Gift that.
Yeah, so somebody
She
needs
thought
to
I
gift
forgot
that.
about that.
We don't ever forget about you, Sister Amana. Right, son of Samson, good to see you as always, family. All praises to the Most High. Mark Jaden's in the chat. Good to see a lot of people made it in here early. Feed me righteously. We'll do that to the best of our ability. Good to see you as always, family. And we're getting the brother Kawapam, Soldier Kawapam of the Sicarri. Good to see you as always, brother. My Benjamite brother, he made it in on time. All right, and I'm thinking that everybody else after that. Let's see, 6:59.
We can't pick if we could. Everyone would have a membership.
7 o'clock. King Katura just made it in at 7 o'clock. That means you just made it in late.
That's right.
So make sure you come see me. And you're not a member. So make sure you come see me after the class for your push-ups. We'll talk about the amount that you owe. And everybody else that came in after 7. Except for Rapa'ala, Yahweh Shem Shabrakata, generous donation and continued support. You have no push-ups. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the $3 drive there. We really appreciate you. But everybody else, come see me about push-ups after class.
See Rob for his hair did and acting brand new. I love y'all. I feel bad I can't be a member to everyone's channel, so I just don't do it. Oh, that's so cute, but you should be a member to our channel.
Right.
All praises.
Like the first channel you should be a member to is Vice City. I mean, honestly. You know what I'm saying? We've come from the lowest, and the Most High has raised us up.
From the what?
From the lowest. It's Vice City, trust me. Yeah, we're here in Florida. Y'all already know about Florida men and Florida women and Florida in general. This place is jacked up. And for us to be where we are, it took the power and the strength of the Most High God, Yahweh. 200 push-ups, let's go. But, hey, look, I wasn't going to give you that many, but now you do have that many. So make sure we get those done before the class is over.
LOL. Oh, man.
Officer Rob, y'all, what's up? What do we have going on tonight?
Why is he yelling at
I don't
me? Uriah's even laughing. All praise, honor, and glory to you. How about Shemi Awashai, man? Let's get the coffee emojis in the chat. Let's get hyped up.
Yes,
y'all gotta like the video, share the video, man.
I ate a blueberry muffin before class. That might be why I'm so amped up right now. It's the sugar. You know what I'm saying?
So he's yelling at me because of something he did.
Yeah, because of sugar. Right. And coffee. Let's go.
But all praise, honor, and glory to you. How about Shemi Awashai? Again, the water to all the members. Shout out to y'all.
That's right.
All right, with your financial support. Shout out to all the likes. Shout out to all the shares, comments, etc. All the super chatters. Brother Uriah, are you guys ready or you need some more time? Thumbs up. No, I can't hear you. So thumbs up. You're good?
Okay.
All right, cool. I'm gonna add you. What's up? You have a question already? What's the question, sweetheart?
So I was reading like in Exodus about the sin offerings, peace offerings, all that stuff. And I just had a question because when I'm reading and I'm thinking about it, so when we're in the kingdom and we won't be sinning, we have to have these offerings still, or was that just written in that time? We don't have a temple here.
There will be offerings in the kingdom. It's in the Ezekiel chapters like 40 and so on.
Yeah. Yahweh will be making sacrifices. What did I say? Sacrifices?
Yeah.
Sacrifices. Lord of mercy.
Because there's many different offerings for different purposes. And sin offerings are not just because you've sinned.
Right.
All praises to the Most High.
Because if you have a child,
one of those
you're wicked as hell. You're going off. Of course, I'm joking, folks.
Sister Tanya,
I'm joking, but other folks don't joke about that. Yeah.
I haven't received my free gift. Any info? Yes. My wife and I were out of our home for about 2 weeks, and as much as I wanted to mail yours with Brother Slice the week that we were leaving to Passover, I even told him like that was the goal. I didn't get to it. We haven't really touched any seats or anything like that. So anybody that is waiting for it, that's why you're waiting for it. I've barely been home. When I get back home, I literally had to go back to slavery. So I appreciate y'all patience. My wife, all she does is deal with the twisting of the Z's. Everything else is me, the logistics of the shipping, etc. So, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to be mad at somebody, be mad at me. And we know y'all can't be mad at me. So all praise to the Most High.
That's right.
But what are we doing tonight? We have a Brother Uriah and I believe Brother Ruach going to be joining you.
He might, he kind of doing something right. You hear me? Do you hear me?
Still can't hear you, King.
Hold on. Let's see.
He's definitely not muted.
No. But they
Hello,
got
you hear me?
fancy mics over there. No, can't hear you, sir.
Still
If the
can't.
mic itself is muted, it don't matter what you do on StreamYard because it's not gonna come. It's not gonna go into the device. You gotta unmute the mic some way, some form.
Nah, it might not be that. Hold on real quick.
They got them fancy chairs over there. We got.
You heard me now?
We
chairs,
got to get
man.
them chairs.
You hear me
At
now?
the minimum, the chairs, man. That'd be so much better for my back.
Sister Tanya, we're waiting on you to finish some donations.
Yes, Khan. Thank you, Sister Tanya. Really appreciate that.
Hold on, this mic
With the
tripping.
wheels and the
You hear me?
leather and the soft cushion, all of that.
Yeah, I hear
Like
me.
how they have right there.
No,
Oh,
sir.
you can't see.
We can't
Oh,
hear
okay.
you still.
Why is it
Your
still tripping?
audio is up, right?
My audio?
On the computer.
You gotta select it on
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What, pick the mic on StreamYard?
Yeah, because we can hear the commercial
Oh, that's
and
true.
Let me
the
see.
Hebrew Kids.
In the meantime, Sister Armana said, speaking of offerings, do we know the significance or have an idea why you think to why we are able to offer a goat or lamb for Passover? Everything I hear about concerning
It
goats
don't say
is
mute though.
negative.
So what?
Negative. Everything with goats is negative. Have you had
Hold on.
Jamaican curry goat? Lord have mercy. That is the most positive thing that you could find out there.
As to why? No, I
It
don't.
still ain't coming through. Hold on.
Sheesh.
Hauser might know. But as far as like Passover goes, I mean, I would honestly
Yes, but
just
it's a,
I would do the lamb. You know what I'm saying? We know the significance of
you
the
said
lamb.
what mic
You
drop?
understand?
Yeah, mic output when you click the output, sound output. I mean input. My bad.
Hold on. It's still. I mean, they both on.
All three of the mics. Physically.
Yeah, they all unmuted.
I think Brother Ruach might be their tech guy.
They all unmuted.
And they still can't hear you.
He had that
No,
Mac
no,
laptop
they
last
still
time.
can't
So
hear me.
fly.
Oh yeah.
You gotta have everything Apple, bro. I finally got.
I don't know about everything Apple, but
Brother?
these machines are great. The ones that we have here.
I finally got my docking station. Lord, when I get that new laptop soon.
I will say when I get my next laptop, it will be.
That's right. You'll
It'll
finally
be an
be
Apple.
in the new car.
Wow.
Shoot, I might just have to hit it for the phone. Shoot.
But my HP, I'll be using that to hook up to
Edit
vehicles
audio.
when I work on them to do computer
Yeah, because
diagnostics.
the Apple laptop's too far advanced.
So the truck will just blow up if I hook up a laptop to it. Wow, amazing.
The car computer was just like, oh no, it's too much in the future. Boom.
Honestly, I wouldn't even try to do it. Although I know that it is compatible, I'd rather go with regular Microsoft.
Nah, it still ain't coming through. Wait a minute.
What do you think?
I'm trying to. I'm looking at the StreamYard, but I unmuted everything that's down here on the bottom.
Like maybe like when we go under settings.
Do you see where it says mic input?
No, hold on.
Yeah.
Still not seeing mic input. I see
What do
mute.
you see?
I see mute. Stop.
Lord.
Setting. Let me see.
Go to settings.
Maybe under settings, under sound.
I think that it looks like.
All right, so go to which one?
But in the meantime, I mean, we can answer any questions y'all got in the chat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't see enough people in the live stream.
Hey, do you hear me?
I can share the
I thought I heard something for a second.
What option does it give you?
Did you hear like
I switched off the mic. Do you hear me?
No, I didn't hear anything.
Hold
Officer
on.
Rob has his great grandfather hairstyle.
It say you got.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
better. There
Yeah,
you
we
go.
hear you.
All right, you hear me? All right, cool.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Oh, praise to
Alright,
the
cool.
Most High.
all right. Yeah, I had to go open in the StreamYard setting. All right, we all good.
Oh, praises to
Is
the
it just
Lord.
gonna be you, or will Ruach be joining?
I guess it's just me right now. But it's all good. It's all good. I don't want to hold y'all up either. It's all
No,
good.
it's Thursday, so we got a little bit more time tonight, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, man. Okay, so all praise, honor, glory, how about Shemi Shai. We're here with Brother Uriah from the house of Yisrael. This is about when the Sabbath is starting, mostly. I think how the Sabbath is determined is going to eventually fall into this conversation. But much like you and I spoke about, we'll let you open up. You can begin, have the floor. Being that this is open discussion, if we do have any questions in the midst of what you're saying, we are going to stop you, and then that way we can have something to start the dialogue with, etc. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. So without any further ado, you want to go ahead and get started?
All right. So, like we said, how the Sabbath day starts, we gotta first, establish when a day is. You know what I mean?
Salaki, brother Uriah, please forgive me. Please forgive me. I didn't notice this question in the chat. Please forgive me, King. Me and my husband might go on a fishing trip soon. Sister Melina asked, me and my husband might go on a fishing trip soon. Wanted to know if fishing with live sand crabs is okay. I mean, they're live.
No, they're live, but I wouldn't see any issues with that.
Yeah. And really, this is the thing, right? If you're fishing with them, you understand, let's say they eventually die or whatever because of the fishing activity, you'll just be unclean until the evening. You know what I'm saying? So
don't go into the temple after that.
Right.
But there's no standing temple, so
don't go eating them either.
Yeah, definitely not that. Yeah.
Right. Salaki, brother Uriah, please forgive us. We didn't see that. Well, at least I didn't see the question. So please go ahead now.
All right. So first, I wanted to also ask before I bring the presentation. Do y'all believe that the evening dusk is the beginning, or is it when it's all the way dark? Is that the beginning?
What's the proper term? What's that proper term?
I forgot what it is, but I think technically when
sun.
Like when the orb drops behind the horizon.
Disappearance
of the sun below the horizon. Yeah, but there's
astronomical twilight.
Right.
Okay.
That is a term that we would, I believe, I guess you want to say a scientific term. Just real quick, it says, or ends in the evening when the geometric center of the sun is 18 degrees below the horizon in astronomical twilight.
Okay, that's cool. All right. So like I said, first thing I want to do is establish what a day is before we even move into going into the Sabbath. According to Genesis 1, we can start at the beginning. We got to figure out what the Almighty called a day. So when we go to Genesis 1, the first chapter, it clearly lets us know that he called the light day, right? Yom. And all through scripture, you're going to see a division between light and darkness. All through scripture, you're going to see that light and darkness are two different seasons. You're going to see 40 days and 40 nights. You're going all through the book. You're going to see the division between light and darkness. However, there are three types of days in scriptures. You got a day as in light. You have a date such as a 24-hour period, and you have day such as the day of Hezekiah or the king so-and-so, whatever, error. But however, when we talking about the Sabbath day, he's talking about the seventh Yom, light. So when we go to
get the yellow notepad.
Sorry, King, we'll mute. Sorry.
Okay. So when we go to Genesis 1, you will see that the Almighty said, "Let there be light," and he said that the light is good, and the Almighty divided the light from the darkness. So with dividing the light from the darkness, that showed that he separated the light from the darkness. And he called the light Yom, day, and he called the dark, he called it night. And then that word evening and morning is not particularly saying evening and morning, it's saying it became evening and it became morning, day one. So when you look at that, this took place before the evening time. So like I said, understanding what a day is that the Almighty already described day as light. So now I want to show some scriptures to prove this.
Okay, real quick. This is going to be a part of where we can now start. So you identified that there's three different types of days.
Right.
right? When you and I spoke on the phone with brother Yashashakar, you guys identified to me that your Sabbath, the way you guys keep your Sabbath, and for all intents and purposes, I'm not saying that you subscribe to the clock, but basically your Sabbath would start at 8 a.m. and end at 8 p.m., right? Basically sunrise to sunset. Is that correct?
Correct.
Right, and that's on Saturday, right?
Right.
Okay, so Friday night, that means if I want to go buy some food or if I want to start a fire, I can do that Friday night.
You can do that Friday night, absolutely.
Okay, so if a day is 24 hours, right?
A
The
date.
Sabbath is, excuse me?
The date, like a date. It's a different type. Like when the scriptures reference like the 15th day or the like for instance Passover, the 14th day. This is the date I brought you out. That's particularly talking about a date. But when it comes to the Sabbath day, that's only particularly talking about the light portion.
Okay. So a Sabbath day would be separate from a 24-hour period?
Yes. The only 24.
Is there such thing? Go ahead.
The only 24-hour period that a Sabbath ever had was the Day of Atonement. But as you can see in that scripture, it lets you know that it's 2 dates pertaining to that. So for instance, the Sabbath day is only the 7th or the so-called day after the 6th day of working. So that is the light portion of that period. So when you're looking at morning to evening, that is a day. So when the evening comes, that's the end of a day, right? Then the night season begins. It's 3 parts of a day and it's 3 parts of a night. So it's a complete different division in season. Just like when you go to Exodus, I believe the 32nd chapter, hold on. When you go to Exodus 23rd chapter, it lets you know even when it comes to a year, the 7th month is the end of a year. But the 8th month don't start a new year. You have to wait till the next Abib. Same thing with a day. The day ends in the evening, but the next day, tomorrow, will always come in the morning. It never comes that night.
Okay. So is there such thing as a Sabbath night?
No. The only time, I'm gonna show you this. The only time that you will have a so-called Sabbath that goes through the night is through the Day of Atonement. That's the only time.
Okay, so the one day out of the year that it goes from evening to evening is the Day of Atonement.
Absolutely.
Okay. What is the Sabbath determined off of? Like where as far as the scriptures go, what is the Sabbath patterned after?
The Sabbath is patterned off of Genesis 1.
Genesis 1, correct. And Genesis 1 says basically that the world started in darkness and became into the light, right? That's why we see evening to morning, right?
That's where the confusion is. And that's where our enemies and so-called the Jewish people started. That's where the confusion, because if you notice, and the same principle comes today, right? If you got light going into darkness, you will call that morning. If it's dark outside and light comes in, that's morning. If it's light outside and darkness comes over the night, or night comes over the light, that's evening. So when you see in Genesis 1, you clearly see that the light is coming into darkness, which will represent morning. And if you look at the whole breakdown, the Almighty does all his work before the evening time. That's why the 7th day, he said that he rests, and it never said evening and morning on the 7th day.
Okay, but if the Sabbath is patterned after the creation of the earth, right? The Genesis 1. And in Genesis 1, it literally says it came from darkness into light. And it patterns that by saying evening to morning. Why would we not pattern our Sabbath the way it states it?
Because the word there in Hebrew, or the word there, it represents it became evening. That means after the Almighty separated the light from the darkness, After he was done, it became evening. It's just like you can't have an evening unless it's light already there. You have to have dusk or light there for it to even be an evening. So
would you show me what you're saying, like as far as the Hebrew goes? Are you guys able to share your screen?
We can let me see.
Like as far as like going into the Hebrew and demonstrating the became and all what you're saying. What's going on, Brother Ruach?
Shalom.
I wanted, matter of fact, before I forget, because I forgot last time, because this upcoming Sunday is, or what you guys determine as first day is our new moon feast, we have to, unless you're available during the week, we would have to push our Daniel 9 to the following first day or Sunday, April 14th.
That should be fine.
Which
lunar phase do you go by for the new moon?
When the new moon, when the moon is completely dark, that's the new moon for us.
So is that y'all first day of the month when you see the dark moon?
When the dark moon is there, yes, that represents the first day of the month.
Okay.
Yes, sir. How do you guys determine your first day of the month? Since it is about the Sabbath.
The waxing crescent.
So like the first sliver, right?
Correct.
Okay. If that falls on a Tuesday, so to speak, does the Sabbath still fall on a Saturday?
Correct.
Okay. Oh,
So what do we get down?
We're trying to bring up evening and morning. Like it became evening, it became morning.
What did I now bring inside?
We'll just like I said, we'll just move on because I can't pull up the actual what's the name of the show, but we're just going with scriptures. You know what I mean?
You can't share the screen. Is it what kind of technical difficulties are you having? Because at the bottom it should just say present, and then you click the tab or whatever screen you want to share. I'll see it at the bottom and I'll be able to put it up. So that is it not giving you that option to share the screen?
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're like I said, we're just finished with the scriptures. So
okay.
Yeah, we could just move on. All right. So like I said, when it comes to evening and morning, like I said, it's 3 parts of a day, 3 parts of a night. You got morning, you got noon.
Lucky, maybe you misunderstood. I still need to be able. I hear you saying it, but I don't. I'll pull up this. I'll pull up the scripture. How about that?
All right.
And real quick, Princess Pamela, Yahabashimeshabagata, the water for your generous donation and continued support. Bless you too, sister. The water.
Genesis 1. What verse in Genesis 1 did you read?
If you go to the first verse,
to like verse 3, or
you can go to verse 5.
Okay, mom's in the chat real quick.
And real quick in the chat to Elder Sister Deborah. Good to see you as always, family. Please continue to put up prayers for the elder. She still needs them. Thank you so much.
So just to get to the point, Genesis 1:5, and God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. So where in the Hebrew can you determine to me that it says, what did you say it says? Became?
It became evening. Like it's not saying that was the evening and that was the morning. It became evening and it became morning one day.
Okay, so where in the Hebrew can you demonstrate that to me? Which Hebrew word here demonstrates that?
Let's see. Like I said, when it comes to the translation, it'll say like "and," but just like when it comes to the Feast of Weeks or something, like how it would show that it backtracks, but no, it just keeps going forward. Such as like you number 50 days and then the Sabbath, but when it comes to this, it's the same principle. Mm-hmm. You just keep
right. That's fantastic. What I'm asking, see, this is what I'm going to say, and I'm glad this is an open discussion because. Much like with the first debate we had with Brother Isha, it's great you guys are saying these things, right? but we need proof. You just said that it became, but I'm not a Hebrew scholar, but none of those Hebrew words determine the word became. Like, so for example, right? If we go into, right, I understand this is the Syrian box script. I get that. You know what I'm saying? It's not the paleo. You understand? But that doesn't take away from translation. So
Right.
the first, the morning.
Let's contain light.
Okay.
So that it's
So
like
so right here, right? This is this actual script. This is the Hebrew word chaya or haya, excuse me. So you have wa, ya, ha, ya, right? So the wa is there. It literally is and. So when it says and the evening, everything that you need to actually translate and the
somebody said
evening is there
Genesis
Hebraically.
Yeah.
So where are you getting the word became?
If you want to look at a different version of it, like the NLT version, it'll say
Okay.
something like that. It became evening and it became morning.
Okay. So the NLT says God called the light day and the darkness night, and evening passed and morning came, marking the first day. But it still says an evening passed and morning came. So the evening passed and morning came. So it started with the evening, and then morning came. It dawned. Sun came out, or the day started, so to speak. Right?
But that's what I'm saying.
It still started with the evening. That's the point.
But
It doesn't
that's
say the
what I'm
word
trying to
became.
show you is that if you let me show you that the Almighty worked before the evening for 6 days. This is why if you go to this after the seventh day, he never said there was evening and morning the seventh day because he rested all that day. If you look at what a day is you got morning, noon, and you got evening. But if a day is evening and morning, when do you get noon? You will never get known with that process. So you will see the Almighty worked during the middle of the day, the morning, the middle of the day, and evening passed all through that night and morning. That completed the first day.
Oh, I mean, just looking at what the NLT says, it makes it even more clear exactly what it's saying here. You read this sentence, and evening passed. What happened first? Evening passed. And morning came. That happened second. Second, marking the first day.
Right.
So evening passing and morning coming, that is what marked the first day.
Okay, so
So
this,
when the next evening comes, that would be the beginning of the second day.
but my question would be to you is when does the noon come then?
Noon is a part of daytime.
Right. That's what I'm
The
trying to.
sun is out.
That's
Okay.
that's what I'm saying is that if you got evening and morning, and that is one day, then you completely isolated the noon period. You isolated that moon period from it. We know that passing through evening, you get a night, but when morning comes in, that completes the first day. But that's what I'm trying to show you. I got scriptures to back up what I'm saying.
Okay, but just by the plain reading of Genesis 1 and 5, the second sentence there, it clearly gives a timeline, and evening passed and morning came, marking the first day. So there's two events that happened here. You had
Okay.
evening come in and pass, then you had morning coming, marking the first day. It doesn't say that morning passed and evening came,
Right.
marking the first day. It clearly says what it says. So I'm always going to go off of the plain text. This is what it says, so that's what it is.
And remember, this is how our Sabbath is patterned after. But nonetheless, I just wanted to see in Hebrew where you're getting like how you're viewing it. Just saying it's definitely not there. But if you would like to continue with your line of reasoning, we can move forward. I wrote some stuff down to
Could I
mention.
ask a
But
question real quick? Do y'all
Go
believe
ahead.
do y'all believe the evening is a part of the actual day?
So for us, like for example, just like he mentioned, for you guys, the one day out of the whole entire year that is evening to evening is Day of Atonement. For us, that's how every single day is determined.
Right.
Right.
It starts in the evening, ends in the evening.
So when the Almighty, when He says 40 days and 40 nights, do you consider evening a part of that day period? Is what I'm saying.
Yes, that would be the evening to evening would be the 24-hour period.
Mm-hmm.
When he's saying 40 days and 40 nights, clearly that's a separation of daytime versus nighttime. But in order to have a 24-hour period, you need nighttime a part of that.
Correct. Yeah. No,
I
I just wanted to know if you counted evening as a part of the day period, because He said He separated the day from the night. Right. Evening, there's still light visible. In the evening time, there's still light visible. So I was just wondering if you attached that evening unto the day period, since He divided the two.
Right. So I'll say it again. So for example, let's think of if we were staying at a hotel, 40 days, 40 nights. When they say 40 days, they're simply referencing the daytime, right? When the sun is out, so to speak. When they say 40 nights, they're simply referencing the nighttime when it is dark out. Right. Separating the two 12-hour periods. But in order to have the 24-hour period, like he said, is a date, to have a full date, you need day and night to make that full 24 hours. When he says 40 days and 40 nights, he's simply referencing when the sun is out versus when the moon is out, so to speak. Nonetheless, put together, it's a full date. I think there's going to be a fundamental misunderstanding here. Daytime versus a full date, as you guys would define it. A full day is 24 hours. Daytime is when the sun's out.
Right. So in daytime, so you don't consider daytime evening.
Depending on the context.
Exactly. Depending upon the context, this is where obviously we have to read past the English and go into the Hebrew, the Greek, etc. Right? I really have to go get my notes from the car. So I'll be right back, but he'll take over in a minute.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. And so go ahead if you wanted to expound more on our understanding of day and night here.
So like I said, when it comes to a day and a night, they can two different seasons. If you look at Genesis, the 8th chapter, he'll clearly show you that there are two divisions, two seasons. He said hot or cold, summer and winter, spring and harvest, and day and night. It's two different seasons. Like I said, it's 3 parts to a day and it's 3 parts to a night. So now if you go to Jeremiah, the 33rd chapter, it says, hold on, let's go to Jeremiah 33.
Mm-hmm.
It says 33 and 20. Thus say the Most High, if ye break my covenant of the day and my covenant of the night, there should not be day and night in their season. Then may also my covenant be broken with David, my servant. So when we look at the Almighty, he completely, he's showing you that there's a covenant between day and night, and they're their own seasons. So they're completely divided, just like we showed you when it comes to a year as ending in the 7th month, summer and winter. It's two seasons.
So really quick, so that we can get an understanding of what you understand. Jeremiah 33 and 20, when the Most High is talking about his covenant with the day and his covenant with the night, what does that mean to you? What are those covenants that he's talking about?
The separation that he has between them. They're two different seasons. It's like calling a day and a night. The same thing that's mentioned in Job, the 17th chapter. You know, it talks about, matter of fact, let's go there.
So what marks the days and seasons?
You said what marks the day and seasons?
Yes.
What you mean, like?
Talking about the celestial bodies.
Oh yeah, I mean the sun, moon, and stars. Job 17. All right, Job 17. You can read. You can start at the 10th verse. It says,
You said Job
Job
17
17.
yeah, Job 17.
and the 10th verse. This is going to determine what the covenant of day and night is.
I mean, Genesis 1 already showed the separation between day and night, and that's just verifying the separation, the two difference between them. And Job is clearly showing us
Hold
that.
on, before we get to the separation, why don't we get to the part of what he's talking about with the covenant? What is the covenant of day? What is that? What is he referencing there?
The covenant with day is like, if you look at when it says the sun to rule by day and the moon
The
and
sun
stars
to rule by day and the moon by night. Exactly.
Exactly.
So when you read in so when you read in Jeremiah 33 and 20, right? What he's saying is, right? Let's just read in the NLT real quick. Right? This is what the Lord says: if you can break my covenant with the day and the night so that one does not follow the other, meaning the cycle of the sun and moon would stop. Right? We do not disagree that the sun is daytime and that the moon is at night. This is, again, a fundamental misunderstanding where daytime versus a full day, or how you guys would say it, date. 24-hour period, you need both the sun and the moon.
Right.
Right. So this does not determine when a day starts.
Well,
let's just letting you know.
And letting you know, if he loses control of that, then the covenant that he made with David, that would be broken.
Right. This is not saying that a day starts in the morning.
All right. Well,
it's separating them based on the celestial bodies he gave to rule over those times of the day.
And basically saying this is something that will never happen.
Okay.
That's what he's basically saying there.
Well, let's go to Genesis, the 19th chapter, and see what you think about this.
Genesis 19
and 31.
31.
So y'all believe that the evening is the beginning of a day.
Correct.
Or the date, by the way that you all may say it.
Yeah.
To give you understanding. Yeah.
All right. So you familiar with the Lot and his daughters, right? So we pretty much familiar with that story. All right. So Genesis 19:31.
I heard.
You said Lot.
Lot and his daughters.
Yeah.
That's what you said? Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
All right. So it says, and for the firstborn said unto the younger, our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night. And the firstborn went in and laid with her father, and he perceived not when she had laid down, nor had she arose. And it came to pass on the morrow, meaning the next day, date, that the firstborn said unto the younger, behold, I lay yesternight with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also. And go thou in and lay with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. So clearly, she laid with the father the night. And then tomorrow rose, which is the next day, date, tomorrow. She said, for the younger one, to lay with him this night. So that's 2 different nights and 2 different dates. Because why would he say yesternight if we in a whole new day?
I'm gonna show you. It says Genesis 19:34 in the NLT says the next morning, right? In the KJV, how it reads, it says the morrow, right? It's talking about the morning time.
Right.
Then it says the older daughter said to her younger sister, I had sex with our father last night. So she's talking about the nighttime. That's fine. Let's get him drunk with wine again tonight. So when the sun goes down again, let's get him drunk. This is not saying this, not at all does this allude to the fact that there's another day or the date has changed. It literally started at night and then it ended at night. Right? And regardless, right? I know what you guys are probably gonna say, right? But this is, regardless of how you view it, right? Historically, these would be regarded as Israelite records. John 20, verse 1. Early on Sunday, this is the NLT, so we don't subscribe to Sunday, Saturday, those names of the days. Early on Sunday morning, while it was still dark. So morning time, while it's still dark out, right? It's still morning, even if the sun isn't fully shining. Why? Because the day has started, right? And so on and so forth. It says Mary Magdalene came to the tomb and found that the stone had been rolled away from the entrance. You understand? So when it says in the morning, that's because the sun has risen. It does not allude to a new date starting at all. Okay. You literally have to read that into the text in order for it to make sense, because it does not say that, nor does it allude to it at all.
Okay, so what you think about this scripture in Exodus, the 10th chapter?
Actually, and really quick, when is the date? I understand when daytime starts for you guys, right, and when daytime ends for you guys. When does date start for you guys?
The morning.
How do you guys measure your 24-hour period?
So a morning dictates the beginning of a new date. Like I said, evening ends the daytime.
Basically.
Yeah, basically. But the thing is that a day of the Sabbath day is only initiated by the light portion, the yom, the light. So when we look at the Sabbath night, that is not what we keep as a holy or sanctified time, the night portion.
And to make this clear, once again, the only time you go from nighttime to nighttime is the Day of Atonement?
Right, because there's two dates given there. You got the 9th night at even, or the 19th day at evening. So you go through all that night, and then you got the 10th day, which is morning, all through to even. It's a 24-hour period. But if you was keeping evening to evening,
but the 10th day would still start in the morning, though, right?
Absolutely, the 10th day would start in the morning,
and it wouldn't end until the next morning.
No, it would end in the evening.
It would end at the evening.
Yes.
So then the evening would be the 11th.
No, the night, it'll be the 10th night. If you got the 10th day, you got the 10th night. Like you got 40 days and 40 nights. First day, first night. Second day, second night.
It starts the 9th at even, right?
It starts the 9th at evening. So now you at the.
And then in the morning, and when the sun comes up,
that's the 10th day. That's the 10th day. You went through the 10th night.
And now when the sun goes down,
I gotta draw this out.
We're just trying to clarify this. When the sun goes down, it's still the 10th, but it's the end of the Day of Atonement.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Wasn't trying to cause any confusion, just trying to clarify.
Oh no, it's cool.
It's kind of weird to me. Yeah.
Nah, it's cool because, like I said, the daytime is even like when you look at sacrifices. We didn't keep no sacrifices at nighttime. There was no nighttime sacrifices. All our sacrifices was morning and evening, or in the light portion of the day where there's light at. So when we look at the Day of Atonement, the sacrifice and the ritual took place during the daytime period. It didn't take place at night. So, but like anyway, I wanted to go to Exodus.
So there was not morning, afternoon, and evening sacrifices? There was just morning and evening sacrifices?
No, it was morning, noon, and evening, but these are daytime periods. Like these are the light periods, not the night periods. You don't have midnight sacrifice. You don't have any of that. They're not sacrificing in the dark. These sacrifices was coming during the daylight.
Okay. Hold on. 6. Excuse the in the background. Sorry about that. Okay. Apparently I can't find what I'm looking for. Leviticus. Oh, 6. Sorry.
No, while he's getting that really quick. So the new moon does start in the evening though, right?
The new moon? No.
Yeah.
No.
It starts in the morning.
The morning. Just like when David said, behold, tomorrow, which is the next day, is the new moon. Or, and that word really means month, is the new month. So even though we know
and
that
it starts in the morning.
Exactly. That's why he said, I would not want to miss meat with the king. So which it came later on in that day, the next day.
Okay. Where were you gonna go next?
Yeah, I was going to Exodus, the 10th chapter.
Okay. Real quick, right? So Exodus 29 and 39, right? It says, these are the sacrifices you are to offer regularly on the altar each day. Offer 2 lambs that are a year old, one in the morning and the other in the evening, right? It's Irab in the Hebrew. It literally says, the definition is, it says dusk, day, evening, night. But you can continue though.
All right.
As far as
I got a scripture for that too. But if we go to Exodus 10, if we go to Exodus 10, it says, and the Most High said unto Moses, go unto Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart and the heart of his servants, and I might show these my sign before him, and that thou mayest tell the ears of thy son and of thy son's son what things I have wrought in Egypt, and my signs which I have done among them, that ye may know how I, the Most High. And Moses and Aaron came in unto Pharaoh and said unto him, thus says the Most High, the power of the Hebrews, how long wilt thou refuse to humble thyself before me? Let my people go, that they may serve me. Else, if thou refuse to let my people go, behold, tomorrow will I bring the locusts into thy coast, and they shall cover the face of the earth, that one cannot be able to see the earth, and they shall eat the residue of the which is escaped, and the remaineth unto from the hill, and shall eat every tree which groweth for you out of the field. And they shall fill thy house and the houses of all thy servants, and the houses of all the Egyptians, which neither the fathers nor the fathers' fathers have seen, since the day that which were upon the earth unto this day. And he turned himself and went out of Pharaoh. And Pharaoh's servant said unto him, how long shall this man be a snare unto us? Let the men go, that they may serve Yahweh their power. Knowest thou not yet that Egypt is destroyed? And Moses said, Moses and Aaron were brought again unto Pharaoh, and he said unto them, go and serve Yahweh your power, and put who are they that shall go? And Moses said, we will go with our young, and with our old, with our sons and with our daughters, with our flocks and with our herds, and will we go? For we must hold a feast unto the Most High. And he said unto them, let the Most High be so with you, so I will let you go, and your little ones look to it, for evil is before you. Not so, go now, ye that are men, and serve the Most High, for that ye desire, and they were driven out of Pharaoh's presence. And the Most High said unto Moses, stretch out thy hand over the land of Egypt for the locusts, that they may come up upon the land of Egypt and eat every herb of the land, even all that hell has left. And Moses stretched out the rod over the land of Egypt, and the Most High brought the east wind upon the land all that day and all that night. And in the morning, and when it was morning, the east wind brought the locusts. So if we looking at what he said in Exodus 10 and 1, that he will bring it in tomorrow, and then you see that he said he put his hand out, he went out and put his hand out all that day and all that night, and in the morning the locusts came. That's clearly letting you know that tomorrow is always referenced in the morning. It's never talking about evening bringing on tomorrow or night bringing on tomorrow. He said all that day and all that night.
Okay. If tomorrow, right? This is the thing, because what was it? Exodus 10. You started about 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so because here I still don't see, like, I see where you're alluding to it yourself, but it's not like it's saying it where it says, oh, the day the date or the 24-hour period started when the sun came out. And again, remember, we're talking about the Sabbath, right? The Sabbath is patterned after Genesis 1, which literally, first of all, the creation of the earth started in darkness and came into the light. Look at the emphasis of evening to morning. If our Sabbath is patterned after Genesis 1, then our Sabbath would have to start in the evening and go in the morning when the sun rises. Furthermore, again, I'm going to have to keep saying it. Daytime is not, we're not arguing when daytime is. We're arguing when the 24-hour period starts, right? And so going back to the Torah, because that's where our instruction is, right? You guys are familiar with when you're unclean by way of a dead body, right?
Right.
It's 7 days, right?
Right.
And at what point in time is the person deemed not unclean anymore? Is it the morning time or is it in the evening time?
It's the evening.
It's the evening time. Why would it be in the evening time if it started in the morning? That means 7 full 24-hour cycles would not have gone by.
You started, so if a person got on her say if she got on her uncleanliness at that night, that count would start morning. That's the beginning of the count, all the way to that next evening, which would be one day. Then you keep that count in that cycle. It's not that from morning to evening, that's a 24-hour period. Only time that happens is if it's a man and he was unclean that night or whatever the case may be. Then that evening would initiate that he's now clean, or if he touched a dead body. But when it comes to a 24-hour period, no. When it's talking like a female or whatever, she will have to wait all the way to the next. That's why I got to show you the dates. So if I say that I'm on the 14th day or date, and I say tomorrow is the next date, correct? If
it
I
would
say
be the next sundown.
Or
if
the
you're
date,
clean, if you're unclean at 3 p.m. and you wash yourself and do the purification ritual, when will you be unclean?
You will be
at nightfall,
yeah,
right?
at the
a few
evening.
hours later at nightfall. You don't have to wait a whole 24 hours till the next 3 p.m. or wait till the next morning. At nightfall, when it becomes the next day, you are now clean.
Okay. Well, like I said, I got some more scriptures I want to show you too. So when we look at
real quick before you get to that,
let's continue here, because you said that there's only one time in the Hebrew year where a full day is referenced evening to evening.
No, the Sabbath.
But let's read.
I was just saying the only time.
Yeah, Sabbath day. Excuse me.
Yeah, but
which
that's not tough.
Right.
Yeah,
but I see the point in which you want to separate it, because it is holy unto the Lord. So I appreciate that. All praise to the Most High. Right. So Numbers chapter 19 and verse 11, and I like the NLT personally because it reads very easily. It says, all those who touch a dead human body will be ceremonially unclean for 7 days. This is talking about 7 24-hour periods, right?
7 days, yes.
7
like I said, the
24-hour
night
periods.
the night belongs to the day. Yes.
Oh, okay. So just so that we can be on the same page.
So it's 7 days.
With your
7 days.
7 days. So these are 7 dates, right?
Right.
Okay. Verse 12. They must purify themselves on the 3rd and 7th dates or days with the water of purification.
Right.
Then they will be purified. But if they do not do this on the 3rd and 7th dates, they will continue to be unclean even after the 7th date. All those who touch a dead body and do not purify themselves in the proper way defile the Lord's tabernacle, and they will be cut off from the community of Israel. Since the water of purification was not sprinkled on them, their defilement continues. This is a ritual law that applies when someone dies inside a tent. I'm trying to get to the part of the evening. Maybe the NLT. Does the NLT say it? It has to. That's that day. Okay. This is the permanent law. Okay. Verse 21. This is a permanent law for the people. Those who sprinkle the water of purification must afterward wash their clothes, and anyone who then touches the water used for purification will remain defiled until evening. Anything and anyone that a defiled person touches will be ceremonially unclean until evening.
That's right.
If the day, okay, so if it's not a new, okay, so if it's not a new date, then what happens when this evening begins? Is it just an interim period of time?
That's what I'm trying to show you is that's the end of a day. It's like when you looking at a work
If
day.
it's the end of a day, clearly it's the beginning of another day.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So if
no,
you
it's
just
not.
said it's the ending of a day.
And
no, it's
real
not.
Quick, because remember, brother Uriah, really quick, we will give you the opportunity if you want to fix what you want to say, but these are 7 dates. So if the date ended, a new date had to be begun, unless you're saying there's an interim period between that one date and another.
When you looking
when
at
one
7,
date, when one date ends, does another not begin?
No, the night begins.
Okay, go ahead and explain that, please.
Yeah,
Just like this is what I'm trying to show you. It's the same principle of the year. If you look at, hold on, let me go there. If you look at Exodus, the 23rd chapter, it's the same principle with a date, and a day and a year. It's the same thing. It ain't no difference in it. Exodus 23. Let's see. The 16th verse. And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labors, which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of the ingathering, which is the end of the year. So one would say, well, the 7th month, that's the end of the year. So the next month, that's a new year. But that's not the same thing. The next year will have to begin the next Abib. The next day, it ends at evening, but the next day begins in the morning. It's the same principle. It's the same. We look at the same thing in Genesis 8 when it talks about seed time and harvest and the various day and night hot codes. It's all the same. But like I said, I want to go to some more scriptures to back up what I'm saying.
Okay, real quick though, because you just made that point in rebuttal to what we said. I know that's in Exodus. What chapter and verse is it again, brother?
23 and 16.
23 and 16. Bam. Sunset starts at new day. Okay. Seconds. 23 and 6 seconds. Celebrate the feast festival of harvest when you bring me the first crops of your harvest. Finally, celebrate the festival of the final harvest at the end of the harvest season when you have harvested all the crops from your fields. So let's just go to the KJV. Well, because I understand.
You do?
Well, I don't want it to seem like I'm just picking and choosing. So, um, so when it says which is the end of the year, you're saying that the Hebrew year has now ended, right?
Right. So it's if you look at the harvest or the agricultural year, but it says the end of a year. But we know that the so-called, like, say if it's 2024, that's not going to end 2024. That's the agricultural year. You'll get to 2025, the next Abib, which would be
So
the next year.
we're
Say
talking about seasons now, correct?
exactly. And the day and the night
Okay.
seasons are seasons in themselves too.
It says in the end of the year, not the end of the year. But go ahead.
So, seasonally, right? Typically, when do you guys keep your Feast of Tabernacles, or what's known as ingathering as well?
It would be
Like what colloquial month? I know you guys aren't like I know you guys don't subscribe to the August, the September, but just so that the chat and we can use colloquial terms.
so it would be
What
roughly
month?
around of the fall time when
Fall
you'll
time.
get the 7th month. So if it fall in
Is
October, whatever, you know.
is there not a season that follows? Like what is the
Absolutely.
purpose of ingathering?
It's
It's to
To prepare for what?
for what season?
the winter season or the harvest
There we
season.
Right.
go. Okay.
So
Exactly.
we completely agree, right? That for all intents and purposes, agriculturally speaking, the season, okay, it's over. You can't really grow crops in the winter. We get it. But there's literally what the Feast of Tabernacles is in the 7th month or the 8th month? It's in the 7th month, right?
7th, I believe. Yeah.
Right.
The 7th
There's
month, yeah.
8, 9, 10, 11. There's approximately 4 or 5 months left of the Hebrew year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Basically
that's where we're agreeing with you because it's the same principle with the day. It's just like after the evening, you have the
But-
night season.
No,
It
but
doesn't.
that's two different things because it's talking about an event that happens towards the ending of the year.
Right.
That in the third quarter of the year, this event happens. It's talking
Okay.
about something that happens.
Well, I got
towards
a
the end of the
script.
year.
It
Not
doesn't-
the end of the year.
It doesn't say that time just stops.
Right.
That
And
nobody
there's an
said it did. I'm trying to convey to you is that if you look at the same principle, the year doesn't change, the date doesn't change, even though the day has ended in the evening, even though the year agriculturally has ended in the evening. I mean,
The
7th
thing,
month.
the thing about it is in
You
Numbers
get
19,
another season.
the thing about it is in Numbers 19, we agreed those 7 days are dates. They're full 24-hour periods, right? So in the evening, that date has ended. If that date has ended, how is another date not begun?
It's the same.
You cannot compare a seasonal calendar to a 24-hour period.
Yeah. You can't do
Especially when this calendar of the Sabbath, particularly that we're talking about, is based upon a creation story.
that.
this
That's
is
some
where-
serious reaching.
So,
This is where
so my
convolution-
question,
This is where convolution and conflation comes in.
My question with you then, and since we go back to the creation story, why didn't it say after the 7th day it was even in the morning, the Sabbath day? Why did it say it after 6 days of working? But like I said, if I can go to Psalms 104, it'll show you something. It says Psalms 104, the 23rd verse, man goeth forth unto his labor, his work and to his labor until the evening. And it's the same practice that the Most High did during the creation story. Every day for 6 days, the Almighty worked until the evening. And then it was evening past and the morning. It's the same thing.
Brother, read that again. Please read what you just read again.
It said, man goeth forth.
What you just said, was that what you were reading? Or were you saying?
He was reading it.
I was reading it.
He was okay. Go ahead again, please.
All right. Psalms 104. It says, man,
sir.
in 23rd verse, it says, man goeth forth unto his work and to his labor until the evening. So my question to you would be, if man goes forth unto his work until the evening, when does he have time to prepare for the Sabbath day?
What?
Because
There's
look,
6 working days. The preparation day, right? Matter of fact, I'll show you. I'll show you.
yeah,
And again, I'll be able to show you. I'll be able to show you. Hold on. I'll show you. Right? Excuse me.
You ain't got no time to prepare for the Shabbat.
you don't have no time. If man goes to his work until the evening, we use the night season to prepare.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. And again, regardless of your belief system, this is historical record. Luke chapter 23, verse 54 in the New Living Translation. This was done late Friday afternoon, the day of preparation, as the Sabbath was about to begin. If it's late afternoon and the Sabbath's about to begin, what would be after the afternoon? It would be evening or nighttime, right? So you have that day, that preparation day to prepare.
But you said,
what are you talking about?
So if we go to, matter of fact, let's go where the whole Sabbath come in. If we go to Exodus, the 15th chapter, because I'm gonna show you this.
I just want to make sure it's clear that I demonstrated to you. You still have time to prepare. Friday afternoon, the day of preparation, before the Sabbath begins. If it's afternoon time, what comes afternoon? The evening.
Exactly, but man supposed to work until the evening, right? In Psalms 104.
It literally says this was done late Friday afternoon, the day of preparation, as the Sabbath was about to begin.
Now that's to me. I mean, I understand that, but it ain't nowhere showing that in the Tanakh.
Brother, Numbers 19:11 are 7 full dates. Those dates begin and end evening time.
This is what I'm trying to show you. All right, look. I'm gonna show you some more scriptures. Hold on. So let's go to Exodus, the 16th chapter. The whole Sabbath. This is where, the conversation anyway. We're gonna go to the Sabbath when he issued it in.
Mm-hmm. You said Exodus 16. What we going?
Yeah, we can go. We can start.
End, or
we could go. We could go from the first one. So we know, we agree that the Sabbath day right here is the 15th and the 22nd, correct? Like we know that when they went to Mount Sinai or whatever, it was the 15th day, right? So if we start,
and those are Sabbath days, right?
Right. The 15th. If the 15th fell, look, the 15th. This was the 15th day, right? So
yeah, but the reason why that I'm so confused. Out of curiosity, what was the first day of y'all month? Like, excuse me, when is the first day of y'all next month? Is it Monday or so-called Monday next week?
I think it would be what?
This upcoming Monday evening Monday morning or Tuesday morning?
I think something like that. But like I said, anywhere go, no matter what anybody's Sabbath is, we know that the 15th day right here is the Sabbath day of the 22nd.
Yes, I completely agree. The 15th day, I completely agree.
And that's what I'm about to show you why. I'm about to show you why that the day ends at evening, even though you got 6 days of work after that, and tomorrow was a Sabbath day. So if we show they got to Mount Sinai on the 15th day, he brought the quail that 15th night. If the night was the so-called Shabbat, then they would be dead because they wasn't supposed to leave their house on the 15th or the Shabbat. But the night that is not the Sabbath day. This is what I'm trying to show you. And then even when we go all the way through, he said, bake what you would bake and see what you would see on the 6th day. Why? Because tomorrow is the Shabbat. So if you're going to work until the evening time, how do you have time to bake what you're going to bake and see what you're going to see for the Shabbat tomorrow? How do you have enough time for all that if the Shabbat started at the evening?
So for example, right, I'm going to tell you, right, the way that you're looking at it is evening being dark time, right?
Evening is the end of a day. Period. It could
Okay.
be evening is dusk, twilight. We just said a red. What is it? Dusk. That's the
So
end of a day.
what is midday for you?
Midday is noon. When the sun is in the middle of the sky, that's noon.
Okay. If midday is noon, right? At what point in time, if that's the case, then I'm so lost. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
So our brother, take your time.
Say what you said again, please. Lord God.
All right, like
Say
I
what you
said,
said again. Seriously.
when you look at when the Almighty brought the quail, He brought it that night or evening, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so now we know that if the 15th was a Sabbath day, then how could He said that go and pick quail if we wasn't able to leave our houses on the Sabbath days? Because the night is not part of the Sabbath day. And then you will see clearly the next day, if you look, all you got to do is count from 16 to verse 1 all the way to the 30 whatever verse to where it says the tomorrow is the Shabbat. You will clearly see is he 6 days of that. And it said on the 6th day, you're going to pick twice as much. And then you're going to bake what you're going to bake and see what you receive because tomorrow is the Shabbat. So that clearly lets you know.
And you're asking how is that possible if the Sabbath starts in the evening time?
Exactly.
Okay, I'm going to show you how it's possible. Right? Excuse me. I'm going to show you, brother. It's okay.
And just to make it clear, your understanding is that the Sabbath is only 12 hours long.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Except on the Day
Of course, except for the Day of Atonement.
So, John chapter 20, verse 1, the first day of the week cometh Mary Magdalene early, when it was yet dark, unto the sepulchre, and seeth the stone taken away from the sepulchre, right? Verse 19, then the same day at evening. It's still the same day, and it's evening time. How's that possible? Same question that's being asked right here, right now.
Goodness,
Prove this point.
that's what I'm saying. You're not.
I'm responding. You literally the question that you asked me is then being demonstrated right here in this verse. How is it possible to prepare if it's evening time, right? We see in this verse it says the same day at evening. We can't get so caught up in the English because not all the time does the English properly is it properly divided, right? So we see a very similar instance here, right? Is this verse 19? I don't know this verse. Okay, yeah, same day at evening. So the word here is opsios, G3798. It says late, afternoon, or nightfall, evening, right? From when you look at the sub-definitions, from 6 o'clock p.m. to the beginning of night, or either from 3 to 6 p.m. It's simply late in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Just like we read in the previous verse, Friday afternoon before the Sabbath is about to begin.
Exactly. And that's why I'm agreeing with you. If we at the 15th day, you have the 15th night. The evening, just because it becomes evening, the end of the daylight period, you still in the same date in the 15th night. So if the night is supposed to be kept holy, then how did the quail come and they went out to collect the quail? That would be breaking the Shabbat.
The next day. It was before the next day.
Let's read it. Let's go to Exodus 16 since that's what we're talking about.
That was a good scripture.
Are we starting from verse 1?
What was that scripture you just brought out in the New Testament?
That was John chapter 20. I read verse 1 and then I read verse 19.
John 20, 19.
Verse 1 and then verse 19. Yes, sir.
Proved our point.
Okay, fantastic. If that's how you heard it, then all praise to the Most High. Exodus 16. Where are we starting at, sir?
You can start at the first verse.
Okay. I mean, you can read it, sir, if you would like to, and then make like if you stop where you want to emphasize, etc.
Like I said, really we can start for first verse just to get the dates and all of that, so we know that it's the 15th. The 15th. That was the whole purpose of starting right there, and then we can pick up in the 5th verse. And it's matter of fact, we can go 4th verse. And the Most High said unto Moses, Behold, I will rain from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, and I will prove them whether they will walk in my laws or no. And it shall come to pass that on the 6th day they shall prepare that which they shall bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gathered daily. So we seeing right now he about to have them go out every day for 6 days. So we see that the 15th night right there is not a part of these so-called next 6 days. These is 2 different dates. When he brought the manna, that's not the night of the 15th. He brought the quail on the 15th evening. But the morning of the so-called 16th day, that's when the manna came. So if we keep reading, and in the morning, then he shall see the glory of the Most High, for that he heareth your murmurings against the Most High, and which we that ye murmur against us. And Moses said, Thus this shall be when the Most High shall give you in the evening flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to the full. For that the Most High heareth your murmurs, which ye murmur against him, and what are we? Your murmurs are not against us, but against the Most High. And Moses spake unto Aaron, Say unto all the congregation of the children of Yisrael, Come near before the Most High, for he has heard your murmurings. And it came to pass, as Aaron spake unto the whole congregation of the children, that they looked towards the wilderness, and upon the glory of the Most High appeared in the cloud. And the Most High spake and saying, I have heard the murmurings of the children of Yasharal. Speak unto them, saying, At even ye shall eat flesh, and in the morning ye shall be filled with bread, and ye shall know that I am the Most High your power. And it came to pass that at even the quails came and covered up the camp, and in the morning the dew laid around about the host. And when the dew was gone, behold, upon the face of the wilderness there lay little round things, and as small as the hoarfrost of the ground. So I'm gonna stop right here. So we see that he brought the quail that evening. We know this, no days transpired until the quail was brought. So it was the 15th day that all this was going about. Then the morning came, and you seeing that he's bringing the manna. This is the morning. And the children of Yasharal saw it and said one to another, It is manna, for they wist not what it was. And Moses said unto them, This is the bread which the Most High has given you to eat. This is the thing which the Most High has commanded. Gather of it every man according to his eating, 1 omer of every man according to the number of your persons. Take ye every man for them which are in his tent. And the children of Yasharal did so, and gathered some more, some less. And when they did meet it with 1 omer, he had gathered much, had nothing over, and he gathered little, had no lack, and they gathered every man according to his eating. And Moses said, No man leave it of it till the morning. So we now see that clearly. He said that you're going to get manna in the morning for 6 days. All right. So we know that they just brought the first manna, just came. This is the first day right here. So now he's telling you that
Wait, what?
this is the first working day. This is the first working day. So this would be the 16th day, right? Because he clearly is illustrating that for 6 days they should pick manna, and on the 7th day would be the Shabbat. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this right here proves that this is the first day that that is the first working day. Because like he said, he will make it rain manna for 6 days. Now he brought the quail on the 15th night. You see that, right? You see that in the 12.
In verse what?
In verse 12.
Verse 12.
Yes, he brought the quail before he brought the manna, so that had to have been in the evening, because he said, "I'll bring quail in the evening, and I'll bring manna in the morning."
Right.
Okay, so now, if he's bringing this the first day that he brought the manna, so this is the 16th day, not the 15th day. This is the 16th day.
Where does it say that though?
He said, "For 6 days I will make." If we go back to the 5th verse. He said, "And it shall come to pass that it shall come for 6 days." What verse is that? In the 4th verse. "Then the Most High said unto Moses, Behold, I will make it rain from heaven from you, and then they shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, and I will prove them whether they will walk in my law or no. And it shall come to pass that on the 6th day they shall prepare that which what they bring in, and it shall be twice as much that they gathered." So now, like I said, this is the first day that he brought the manna. This is the day 1. So we know that on the 15th day, that's where they was at, right? The 15th day, that's when they first came to the Mount Elam or whatever, or Sinai. So now, the quail was brought that evening. The quail was brought that evening in the 12th verse. If you read that. Now, the morning.
No, it says, no. It does not say that it was brought. It does not. Does it say that? No, it does not. It says, "I've heard the murmurings of the children of Israel. Speak unto them, saying, At evening you shall eat flesh."
Right.
It doesn't say it was brought. It says, "In the evening you will have it." It does not say that it was brought there. He's saying, "I hear the Israelites. Now let them know in the evening time you will eat meat." It doesn't say that it was brought at that point. It will happen. Letting you know that what? It's not evening time.
Do it the 13. Go down one more verse.
Yes, that evening. So when it became evening, vast numbers of quail flew and covered the camp. And the next morning, so when the sun rises, it doesn't indicate.
That's what I'm trying to show you, that the first manna. But that's what I'm trying to say. If we walk this thing through,
where does it say a new date?
If we walk this through, this would be undeniable proof. That's what I'm trying to show you, is that if the quail came right on the 13th verse, that lets you know that had to be in the evening time, which was the 15th day, because we know that the Almighty said for 6 days he's going to bring manna.
Okay. The 15th at evening, right, would mark the end of the Sabbath. No?
That's the end. So the night or the evening, yes. That's when it's the same. Well, yes, the 15th.
Okay, so that's the end of the Sabbath. Agree. Why would they not be able to gather the next day? The Sabbath's over.
Exactly. I agree with you, but I want you to see this.
If the Sabbath, hold on. If the Sabbath has ended, right? And it's no longer the Sabbath. And
that's what I'm trying to show you, if you allow me to finish.
This is the thing, though. You said your 24-hour period. This is definitely a fundamental misunderstanding for me, because you guys only keep the Sabbath for 12 hours.
Right. And that's what I'm trying to show you here.
That's not a full date.
That's what I'm trying to show you here in the scriptures. If we both see that the Sabbath ended on the 15th day at evening, and
but that for us, it's going to end on the evening anyways.
I know this is what, but this is what I'm trying. If you got, Rob, you just got to let me get this point out, and you can understand what I'm saying. I'm trying to show you that listen,
if it ended at the evening, right? In order for it to have been a full date that gone by, it started at the evening. If you only keep, regardless, right? If you only keep the Sabbath for 12 hours, that's fine. The date itself
is still the 15th night. It's the 15th night.
Brother. Okay, cool. Listen, brother, listen. If it stopped at evening time, regardless of how you measure the Sabbath, you only keep the Sabbath for 12 hours. That's fine. The full date itself, if it ended at evening, in order for 24 hours to have gone by, it had started at evening time.
Okay. And that's what I'm trying to show you, that the day
You're
is
trying
ended.
to show me that a date starts
But
in the evening.
so we agreed that the Shabbat is on the 12th day, right? I mean the 22nd day of that month, correct? The Shabbat is going to land on the 22nd day of that month.
Together, we have to be in agreement.
That's what I'm agreeing. We both agree that the Shabbat ended on the 15th day at that evening.
Okay, cool.
We had agreement. Now we trying to determine when the next date starts.
Listen, hold on. This is where the fundamental misunderstanding comes in.
Okay.
I'm not referencing your Sabbath day. I'm referencing a full date, a 24-hour period.
That's what I'm
saying. So if the date itself ended at evening,
it didn't end at evening. That's what I'm trying to show you. The date did not end. The daylight ended.
Did he not just say it ended at evening?
No, the day. This is what I'm trying to show you, the difference. You go from the evening of the 10th, which is the daytime period, the yom, the light. Then you got the 15th night. The 16th day is when the manna came. The manna came. That is a working day. A 15th day is a Shabbat, period. The 16th day is the working day. The 17th day is a working day. The 18th day is a working day. The 19th. And so on and so forth to the 22nd day.
I fully understand how you guys measure daytime. I fully understand that. Right?
Man, I'm not.
You said the date ends in the evening, right? The date.
The day, not the date. The day. The day. The light. The day is.
So when does the date, the 24-hour period,
that
when
morning,
does that end?
that morning. That
the
is the 6th
morning?
Yes, that's the new. That's
okay.
You go through all the evening of the day of the 15th, then the night of the 15th, then you get to the 16th morning or day.
Okay.
This is why I want to draw this out so y'all can see it, because you got to see that the morning is the 16th, and that's exactly when the manna came. The manna didn't come the night. The quail came at the 15th night. But I'm going to show you beyond a shadow of a doubt that 6 days, which is the morning, this is when the manna came. This is why
Brother Uriah, if the 15th at evening, right? In order for that morning to be the 16th, right? When did the 16th have to start? In order for the 15th at evening, right? To be the measurement, and then when the sun rises, that's the 16th. At what point in time did the 16th have to start?
The 16th date started at morning. The daylight on the 15th day ended at evening. Then the night began. The night is still part of the 15th date. But the morning issued in the 16th new day, which is the morning of the first day of manna. You get manna for 6 days. Then on the 22nd date of the month, that will give you the Shabbat.
How so can basically, because we're getting manna in the morning when we would normally go to work, that means that's when the new day is.
That is the new day. They picked quail that evening. They picked quail in the evening and picked manna in the morning, right? Mm-hmm. So we see clearly that right here, the quail came before the manna came, right?
Okay.
So we know, if we know, right? If we go all the way down to the 6th day, you pick twice as much on the 6th day. You're going to pick twice as much. Why? Because he said tomorrow is the Shabbat, and you won't see any manna in the morning. So that didn't say you won't see no quail that evening. That didn't say you won't see the quail the next day. You won't see any manna in the morning. That quail still came in the evening. It didn't say that quail didn't come that evening. It said tomorrow you will not see any manna Why? Because tomorrow is the Shabbat. The day is separate from the night. You keep the Sabbath day light holy. That's why you work 6 days. And on the 6th day, you gather twice as much, because tomorrow, the next date, which would be the 22nd day of the month, that is the Shabbat.
So you can work at night leading into the morning of the Shabbat.
Absolutely. You can work at night, but it doesn't make no sense, because how you going to prepare? When do you get time to prepare? How you going to clean your house? How you going to see what you going to see, cook, all of that?
Somehow I managed to make that happen.
I mean, people do, but
but the Most High God gives you the strength to do.
If you look at Psalms 104, and if a man goes into his labors until the evening, you say that's a whole new day when he reaches the evening. But how in the world is he going to prepare for the Shabbat day if the day is over with and it's a Shabbat? It doesn't make no sense.
I've been doing it for over 5 years, brother.
I know a lot of our people have been,
what?
a lot of our people have been doing it, but they've been doing it wrong. The night period is the preparation. It's just like the transition into the next day. Just like the winter is the transition into the next agricultural year. It's the same principles. It's 2 different seasons. Like all through the book, you're going to see isolation between day and night, day and night, day and night. Even though they make up the same date, they're going to be 2 separate entities in a day. And this is why I said, if you look, I mean, it's clear as day. If you go through the manna, it's 6 days he picked manna. And in the morning, the manna wasn't there.
So real quick, right?
This is your first time hearing this? Like this concept?
No, absolutely not. This is not our first time hearing this. This doctrine, the elders of our organization debated. I don't know if you're familiar with a brother by the name Judah Maccabee, but quite some time ago, there was a debate about this. But if Psalm 104 is the precedent, right? Which really the precedent should be Genesis, but somehow we're not using what the Torah says. Verse 23. If this is the precedent, right? Just in the KJV, it says, "Man goeth forth unto his work and to his labor until the evening," right? Meaning he stops at the evening time, right? Which we demonstrated in John 20 and 19, right?
I love John 20 and 19. I love that.
Okay. It literally says that Sunday, excuse me, right? It says, then the same day at evening time, right? When you go into the Greek, opsios, it just means a late afternoon.
Exactly. It's the same day. It's not a new day.
So, but you asked the question, if the Sabbath starts in the evening time, then when do you get time to prepare? You still have time to prepare because the context there doesn't mean the sun has gone down. It means it's late afternoon time.
So when you
in order for a 24-hour period to have gone by, that means it would have had to have started at evening time.
Okay.
In order for the evening to be the end of the date.
Right. So you're saying that hold on. So now you're saying that the evening starts at dark. At first you were saying that the twilight or the dusk or whatever is a new day.
What I said was this. And all I did was use the scientific term, right? Which, let me get it up again. When sun is 18 degrees below the horizon. It says astronomical twilight, or excuse me, civil. Was it civil or astronomical?
I think it was civil. Yeah.
Excuse me.
There's so many scripts. Hold on, I ain't even getting to all of them like I need to.
Right. So just for picture reference, right? Civil twilight, right?
Uh-huh.
Between these two, civil and nautical twilight. The sun is below the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
So later in the afternoon would not be here.
So when is the day switching for you guys?
At
What-
this
what
point
part
in
of the
time,
evening?
when the sun falls below the horizon.
Okay, so is that same 104, if he worked until the sun falls until the horizon, when does he have time to prepare for the Sabbath day?
He doesn't wait till the sun drops below the horizon. He gets off of work 2 hours early or 3 hours early, 4 hours early, whatever he needs to prepare and prepare.
But the thing is, it didn't go by hours at that period. It was just, we go off of the periods of day.
What did we use the sun for? The sun calculates hours in a day, right?
Exactly. Yes. We could tell time back then, brother.
But
Okay.
evening, so you're
Accurately.
saying it's two parts of evening? That's what I'm trying to understand.
When we cannot rely upon the romanticized language of English.
Right.
That's why we're going into the Hebrew, and we have to define the context based on how the word is being used, not based on how the English translates it. That's ridiculous. Late afternoon doesn't mean the sun has dropped below the horizon, just like I showed you in Opsios, right? It can either be referencing the time period that we know between 3 to 6 p.m. or 6 p.m. till about 8 o'clock, so to speak, right? That period of time is late in the afternoon. You have plenty of time to prepare for the Sabbath before the sun drops below the horizon.
I got a good scripture for you. What about Judges, the 19th chapter?
You know what? How about before we go to the 19th chapter?
We got 14 more minutes.
Till what?
Well,
till what?
Till
to the technical the life has to stop.
When y'all get a chance, can y'all explain John 11:9 for me?
Okay. So Judges, you said Judges, right?
Let's see, Judges 19.
I'm going to Judges 14.
If you want to go longer, you can.
Yeah.
You showed them already?
No, I ain't showing that part, but that's a good one.
So Judges 14:12, it says, "And Samson said unto them, I will now put forth a riddle unto you. If you can certainly declare me within the 7 days of the feast and find it out, then I will give you 30 sheets and 30 chains of garments." Is this 30 just daytime? 7 daytimes or 7 dates?
Like we said, the night belongs to the day. So of course it's going to be nights in between those days, right?
Right. That's okay. So in you guys, the term date for you guys is a 24
the end of that seventh day would be the evening, which would means that the night that seventh night is not included in that last 7 days. If he would have said for 7 days and 7 nights, we would include that last night. But if we go 7 days, of course the night is going to follow the day.
Okay, so I'm going to ask my question again. This 7 days, is it 24-hour periods or no?
Yes, in between the days ain't like time stops after the daylight. You got nights in between those days.
Just to make it clear, I just want to make sure I'm being clear. These 7 days are 7 24-hour periods, right?
The last day ends at evening. So all
this is
the
a
rest,
yes or no question, Brother Uriah.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so very much. Verse 18. And the men of the city said unto him on the 7th day before the sun went down.
Mm-hmm.
So if the sun had went down, that would have been what? This ending of that last 24-hour period. Mm-hmm. And it came to pass on the 7th day that he told her, because she lay sore upon him, and she told the riddle to the children of her people. So before the sun went down, they were able to figure it out. if the sun would have gone down, right, that would have been the end of those 24-hour periods. In order for the sun going down on that seventh day to be the end of that time period or the 24-hour periods, it would have had to have start in the evening time in order for it to be 24-hour periods.
But it's 7 days. If we count in light, 7 lights, you're going to get, like, for instance, you're going to have 6 nights. You're going to have 6 nights in those 7 days. But if it would have said 7 days and 7 nights, that's what I'm trying to convey. It isn't like time stops after the 7th day or the daylight. I'm saying that in between those days, you're going to have nights. And if it would have said for 7 days and 7 nights, you would have included that last night period. But it's 7 days. Of course, you're going to have a night in between those days. But that's what I'm saying in Genesis. I mean, not Genesis, but Judges, the 19th chapter.
So is that 7 24-hour periods?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Whoa! No!
That's all I need to say.
No. I asked that shit 3 times, cuz. I asked that shit 3 times. I even used the term in which you used to represent the 24-hour period.
Because you're saying that the date is 20. Yes, the date is 24 hours, but we count in 7 days of light.
Brother, King. I asked you to do these 7 days represent 24-hour periods. I asked that shit 3 times.
And that's what I'm trying to. That's why I was trying to show you that the day ends at the evening, but that night is not included in those 7 days. The 6 other days or the days in between those 7 lights, that is not 20. I mean, that's okay, not.
This is the thing, brother. If this is the thing, if the 24-hour period would have ended the following morning, they would have still had time. They didn't have time to finish the riddle. If the 7 24-hour periods was counted with the next morning, they had plenty of time left to finish the riddle. But it said before the sun went down, they had to figure it out. That lets you know those 24-hour periods are being measured evening to evening. Mm-hmm. Because they had until the sun went down on the 7th day.
Not until the sun came up.
Not until the sun came up on the 8th day.
Right.
You're not getting it. You're not getting it. Because
I'm
trying.
I guess maybe I'm not. But really quick, FM Blue.
Khan. To FM Blue, Walk the Water for your continued support and becoming our newest member. Good to see you as part of the clan there, FM Blue. All praises to the Most High.
But real quick, so because there is 2 of you, and Brother Ruach has not had the ability. He hasn't really said much. I'm pretty sure because he's giving your time, etc. He's being respectful, which is great. Do you want to go to the point Ruach wanted to bring out, and John, I think it was 11, or do you want to continue with Judges 19? Because we have about 8 minutes left.
Okay.
We have a few more things that we would like to bring out as well. So you know what I'm saying, we don't mind going over a little bit, but we can't exceed too.
Like I said, I'm gonna hit the. Matter of fact, we can do Judges 19, but I wanted to hit the best scriptures, like Leviticus the 7th chapter.
Salakia FM Blue. Your continued support, sir. The water. And once again, the FM Blue, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah, walk the water for your generous donation and continued support. You already know we love Israel. All praise the Most High.
All right, so we in Judges 7 and 15. All right, so if we see, so you can see in Judges, what is that, 7 and 15, that, yeah, you can read. We started. I mean, not Judges.
Where we going on?
Sorry, 7 and 15. Leviticus 7 and 15. We're talking about the peace offering.
Lots of it.
So you want to read it?
And the flesh of the sacrifice of his peace offerings for thanksgiving shall be eaten the same day that it is offered. He shall not leave
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
any of it
Where we
to
at?
the
Where we
morning.
at? Where we at, fam?
We're in
Where we at? I'm
Leviticus.
sorry.
7 and 15. Leviticus
Sorry,
7 and
sorry.
15.
Yes, sir.
And the flesh of the sacrifice of his peace offerings for thanksgiving shall be eaten the same day that it is offered. He shall not leave any of it until the morning.
So right here he's saying that the sacrifice should be eaten the same day that is offered, and he should not leave any of it until the morning, which would be a new day. If you go down to the next verse.
But if the sacrifice of his offering be a vow or a voluntary offering, it shall be eaten the same day that he offers his sacrifice, and on the morrow also the remainder of it shall be eaten.
So we clearly seeing that same day is talking about from that morning and evening, talking about the same day, because why? The next day is always referenced, or tomorrow is referenced as the morning, period. That's why it made a differentiation in the two sacrifices. You should not leave any until the morning. It's all through the scriptures. You're going to see tomorrow as being referenced as the morning. Where do you see a new date or tomorrow being referenced at night or evening?
Okay, brother. In order for the morning to be the next day, the sun rising, right?
Right.
Remember, matter of fact, I'll go back here. I'm gonna go again. John 20:1. Again, the first day of the week cometh Mary Magdalene, early when it was yet dark. So it's still the next day, and it's early in the morning. It doesn't change. Just because the sun is rising and it's referencing that as the next day, that's because the next day has already started.
Or even if the sun isn't rising and not even anywhere near coming up, it's still the next day.
It's still considered morning time, as we see, literally says here, early when it was yet dark. But it's still early.
So if they offer offering, what's the offering? One in the morning and one in the evening, day by day, right? Are you saying that evening? I mean, when that's what I'm saying. This is you. It's like we keep moving the ball on evening. We keep moving the ball on evening because that's still the same day.
We haven't moved the ball on the evening because remember, actually I can't say remember because I don't know if you go by this, but as far as words go, the context is going to determine what is being talked about, right? Your midday versus our midday clearly is not the same, right? And matter of fact, that was I can demonstrate that. The other one as well. What's the other one? Luke. Right here, right, and I'll demonstrate that here as well with this Luke 23 and verse 44. Where's my mouse? Here it is. Where in the KJV it says it was about the 6th hour, and there was a darkness over all the earth until the 9th hour. Right. In the NOT it says by this time it was about noon, and darkness fell across the whole land until 3 o'clock. Right. That 3 o'clock would be referenced as evening because it's late in the afternoon. You understand? The day is about to end. That's why when you go down to verse 54, watch this. Watch this. This is where you got to pay attention. Verse 54, it says, this was done late on Friday afternoon, the day of preparation, as the Sabbath was about to begin. If it's late Friday afternoon and the Sabbath is about to begin, that means it's about to hit. The sun is about to drop below the horizon. Once the sun drops below the horizon, that's when the Sabbath begins. So we're even able to reference colloquial terms and show in the Bible, historically, that's when the Israelites kept the Sabbath. There's also extra biblical sources such as like Johannes Buxford, the Synagoga Judaica, right? And then also from Flavius Josephus on the Wars of the Jews, book 2, chapter 1, page 365. It references how the Jews prepare prepare for the Sabbath prior to sundown, or I guess you could say before it's
that's
on.
what we're trying to show you, that even when you look at the Jewish tradition and things of that nature, they keep it from evening to evening. And the same thing with the Strong's Concordance and all these various different translations. Of course, it could show that as well. Because how we see evening and you see evening, we can always say, oh, this translation
Wait,
says
those sources were about the ancient Israelites, though, not about the Jewish people today.
Right.
Okay.
Those
Those
sources I just quoted are about ancient Israelites, not Jewish people today.
We got some questions on the chat. Would y'all like to answer those on our chat? They had some questions for y'all, maybe like 2.
Okay.
The first question, he says,
Wait, hold on. You said in your chat? Is it like on our live? I'm confused.
No, we're streaming on our end too.
Oh, okay.
So people from our audience have some questions for you. It says,
are you guys able to highlight it and put it on the screen or no? Like if you click it, are you guys using StreamYard?
No.
Okay, then never mind. Sorry about that.
It says, question, what part of the day comes first? Morning, midday, or evening?
Well, much like Genesis 1 says, it says evening and then the morning.
Yeah.
So the start of the day would be when the sun drops below the horizon.
Right.
And then
Genesis
1 literally says evening and morning.
Remember, all of this started with darkness. So no matter how you want to look at it, it started with darkness, then progressed into having light.
And what's the next question?
So when the sun is gone down, there is no more daylight, and the moon is ruling over the darkness / night. Do y'all still consider it the same day?
That would be the beginning of a new day,
right,
once the sun goes down.
Once the sun drops below the horizon, that begins another day.
Right.
All right. This is the last scripture I got right here in the read that.
Powerful officer Dabakawar says he wants smoke. I wouldn't mind, actually. I welcome that right now.
It says,
Shalom, King.
If we wanna start in Judges, the 19th chapter, and then we can agree to disagree. All right. And it came to pass. You want to read it? All right.
Go ahead, you got it.
And it came to pass in those days when there was no king in Israel.
We're in Judges 19. I didn't hear the verse. I'm sorry.
Judges 19. We start at 1, and we can.
Okay. Excuse me. You said starting at 1, correct?
Yeah, we can do 1 through 9.
Okay.
And it came to pass when there was no king in Yisrael that there was a certain Levite sojourning on the side of Mount Ephraim.
You're wonderful.
Who took to him a concubine out of Bethel of Judah, and his concubine played the whore against him, and went away from him unto her father's house in Bethlehem, and was there 4 whole months. And her husband arose and went after her to speak friendly unto her, and to bring her again, having his servants with him and a couple of asses. And she brought him unto her father's house. And when the father of the damsel saw him, he rejoiced to meet him. And his father-in-law, the damsel's father, retained him, and he abode with him 3 days. So they did eat and drink and lodged there. And it came to pass on the 4th day, when they arose early in the morning, that he arose up to depart. And the damsel's father said unto his son-in-law, comfort thy heart with a morsel of bread, and afterward go your way. And they sat down and did eat and drink, both of them together. For the damsel's father had said unto the man, be content, I pray thee, and tarry all night, and let thy heart be merry. And when the man rose up to depart. His father-in-law urged him, therefore, to lodge there again. And he rose early in the morning on the 5th day to depart. And the damsel's father said, comfort thy heart, and I pray thee. And they tarried until afternoon, and they did eat both of them. And when the man rose up to depart, and he and his concubine and his servants, his father-in-law, the damsel's father said unto him, behold, now the day draweth toward evening, and I pray you tarry all night. Behold, the day groweth to an end. Lodge here, that thy heart may be merry. And tomorrow get you early on your way, that they may go us home. But the man would not tarry that night, but he rose up and departed and came over against Jebus with Jerusalem, and there were with him 2 asses saddled. His concubine also was with him. And when they were by Jebus, the day was far spent, and the servant said unto his master, come, I pray thee, and let us turn into this city of the Jebusites and lodge in it. And the master said unto him, we will not tarry aside hither into the city of a stranger, that it is not the children of Israel. Will we pass over with Geba? And hold on. And he said unto us, servants, come and let us draw near unto one of the place and lodge all night in Geba and Rimmon. And they passed on and went through the way, and the sun went down upon when they were in Geba, which belonged to Benjamin, and they turned aside thither to go and lodge in Geba. And when he went in and set him down in the streets of the city, there was no man that took them unto the house and lodging. And behold, there came an old man from his work out in the field at evening, and which was also a Mount Ephraim, and he sojourned in Geba, but the man in the place of the Benjamite. And when he lifted up his eyes and saw the wayfaring man in the streets of the city, and the old man, whither goest thou, and whence comest thou? And he said unto them, we are passing from Bethlehem, Judah, towards the side of Mount Ephraim. From thence am I, and I went to Bethlehem, Judah, but I am not going to the house of the Most High, and there is no man that receiveth me to the house. So, I mean, clearly everywhere is showed all through from Judges 1. If you could keep on reading, the next day is always referenced the morning, period. And it's clearly, we can go, all through it. You go to the 7th verse, the 8th verse. The morning is always showed the new day. He even says that night and said that tomorrow there will be a new day. I don't know what else you could see to show you that tomorrow, the next day, is the morning time. I don't know what to show him. Like that's that.
Did you already show him Exodus 10 and 13?
Did I show him 10 and 13?
Did you do Exodus 10 and 13?
Yeah, we've discussed Exodus 10 already.
Yeah.
We've definitely spent time on Exodus 10 already.
What's your thought on this one?
Well, I won't read too much here, but just starting back at verse 5. And it came to pass on the 4th day, when they arose early in the morning, then he rose up to depart. And the damsel, when it says early in the morning, are we perceiving that to be when the sun is shining?
When the sun is out, morning, we know that a morning or day break, if like when it says that when Jacob rested.
Daybreak and early morning are not the same thing.
But it's the same thing referenced in the morning. If you look at when Jacob wrestled the angel, he said, let me go before daybreak.
Okay, really quick. According to how you guys perceive a 24-hour period, early morning, if I wake up for work early morning, the sun ain't out. When I wake up early in the morning,
you said according
the sun is not out.
But you notice in Proverbs 31, she says she rose up, yet it's still night. So it lets you know that the night is still all through the night watches. And I can show you scriptures that let you know it's the third part of the night is the period before the morning. If you look at I believe it's Exodus, the 14th chapter, it lets you know it's the morning watch. It's three watches. You have night watches in Psalms, the 63rd chapter, letting you know 3 parts of a night. But the morning is the light period. When day breaks, that's morning. But if before the day breaks, that's night. That's the morning watch, but that's not the morning. That's still part of the night. That's why she said she rose, yet it was still night to prepare
you
me
literally
for her
just
family.
said it's the morning watch, but it's not the morning.
No, it's the period
Watching
before.
for the morning. The morning
Because
hasn't
if you
come in yet.
go to Psalm 63, it'll let you know the night watches, right? These are the periods of night. You have a midnight watch. You have the beginning of the watch after the evening part, after the dusk, or what you say, twilight. Then you have the midnight. Then you have the period after midnight. This is what you call the morning watch. If you look at the book of Exodus, it'll tell you that. Before the sun rises, that's what you would call a morning watch, but that is not the morning. That's the period before the morning. That's why it says she rose, yet it still was night.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just continue with Judges 19. It says, and it came to pass on the 4th day. Hey, baby, how you doing? Love you. Okay. Love you. Judges 19:5, and it came to pass on the 4th day when they arose early in the morning that he rose up to depart. And the father's damsel said unto his son-in-law, comfort thine heart with a morsel of bread, and afterward go your way. And they sat down and did eat and drink both of them together. For the damsel's father had said unto the man, be content, I pray thee, and tarry all night, and let thine heart be merry. And when the man rose up to depart, his father-in-law urged him. Therefore he lodged there again. He rose up early in the morning on the 5th day to depart. And the damsel's father said, comfort thine heart, I pray thee. And they tarried until the afternoon. Wait, hold on. Was I reading this? Just for clarity. Right? Where did I get the word urged?
Yeah, change to that NLT.
Hold on. You said what?
You changed the version?
No, there was a particular word that I saw, and I don't know if it was in the KJV or in the NLT, so that's why I'm looking back in the NLT real quick.
Jeebus.
You said what?
No, I was just looking at that up there, looking at the scripture.
Oh, okay. Where the fuck did I see this term?
It said in that chapter, though, he rose up early in the morning and they specified a day.
The 5th day.
The 5th day.
You're talking about verse 9?
If he's talking about verse 8, I believe.
No, I'm talking about you. Are you talking about verse 9?
Why? What does it say in the KJV in verse
9?
Oh, yes, growth to an end.
Okay, yes.
Sorry. It wasn't the KJV. Sorry about that.
You good, bro.
Oh, wow. I was already all the way in verse 16. Lord Jesus, that's why I didn't see it, bro. All right. Excuse me. Going back from verse 8, it says, and he rose early in the morning on the 5th day to depart. And the damsel's father said, comfort thine heart, I pray thee. And they tarried until afternoon, and they did eat both of them. And when the man rose up to depart, he and his concubine and his servant and his father-in-law, the damsel's father-in-law said unto him, behold, now the day draweth toward evening. I pray you, tarry all night. Behold, the day groweth to an end. That's talking about the 24-hour period.
What verse you in?
Right?
What verse you in right now?
Verse 9. Because if verse 8, right? If verse 8, it says, in the morning of the 5th day to depart, right? It says early in the morning on the 5th day to depart. And the damsel's father said, comfort thine heart, I pray thee. And they tarried all afternoon. Tarried until afternoon. And they did eat both of them. Right? When the man rose up to depart, he and his concubine and his servant, his father-in-law, the damsel's father said unto him, behold, the day draweth toward evening. Right. I pray you tarry all night. Behold, the day groweth to an end. Mm-hmm. So it's letting you know contextually, a day ends in the evening time.
Right.
Literally, it says that.
Wait.
The day,
Verse
the
9.
day growing to an end.
I'll highlight it. I'll highlight it. It literally says, now the day draweth toward evening.
That's right.
I pray you tarry all night. Behold, the day groweth to an end. The 24-hour period is coming to an end.
That's right.
Stay the night.
But when did he tell him that he to leave? He said tomorrow, correct? Which would reference a new day, right? So they was there all that night, and then in the morning.
And when did he say the day? And when did he say the day is ending?
This is
in
where
the
y'all,
evening.
This is where y'all getting everything.
That's the thing. They don't believe the evening exists or something. Like I said,
no,
they
y'all
like
are saying
that you got morning to evening. That's it. Whatever happens at nighttime, that's in some other dimension.
This is where this again.
It's weird.
You guys are looking at this as if day is just always. When it says the word day, you're reading it as, okay, well, that's 12 hours just because it has the word day there. But contextually, that makes absolutely no sense that only 12 hours has gone by.
Why didn't he leave at night then? Why every time all through here he kept saying tomorrow and it always was referenced the morning? Why didn't he never leave that night and show the reference that it's tomorrow?
Because he needs to rest at night. He just been eating and drinking and hanging out with the family. They need to go ahead and rest at night.
Brother,
okay, so what about the 25th verse? What about
as we showed to you, right? The time before the for all intent and purposes between 3 to let's 6, 7 p.m., right? Before the sun goes below the horizon, right? That's still the 5th day, right? Once the sun goes below the horizon, the 6th day has started. Right? That's nighttime. He raises up early in the morning, right? Whether the sun is out or not out, it's still morning time.
So if you
it literally says the day draws toward evening. I pray you tarry all night. Behold, the day grows to an end.
Exactly.
The day is ending. The 5th day is coming to an end.
So
in order for a 24-hour period to have gone by, that 5th day had to start in the previous evening time in order for 24 hours to have gone by.
But I'm just saying, the night period, why is it not being referenced as the morning? Why did he leave that night? That doesn't make no sense. Everywhere, it's always tomorrow in the morning. You can't show me no
because that's when people start their days for the most part, especially in ancient times where people aren't working the graveyard shift.
But it said tomorrow in that same verse. It said
everybody starts their day in the morning and you sleep at night. That's the normal way of things. Even with the majority of animals.
That's more of a reason.
To add to that, this is the thing. The word tomorrow, as you're considering it, right? We cannot be romanticized by the way we live our lives today. Simply because, the sun is out, I'm waking up, it's a new day. That's how we live it now, right? Him sleeping through the night doesn't identify, that means it's still the 5th day. It literally said the day is growing to an end.
Right.
Like, bro, I don't know how much more clear that can get. And look at how it used it contextually.
So
right?
Okay.
It used it. The day end. The 24-hour period ending was used consecutively, contextually, and what's the other word? Synonymously with evening time.
So we're gonna take what you're saying, right? But even in your book, when it talks about is there not 12 hours in a day, would they be wrong for saying that?
Sir, no. And
so why would they say that a day is ending at evening?
I'm gonna tell you why. Brother, I already had it pulled up because I know Brother Ruach, like I said, he hasn't had, he hasn't been saying much, etc.
No, it's all good. It's all good. This was Uriah's discussion with you, so I'm letting y'all rock. You know what I'm saying? But
right, exactly.
It's good. It's good that I'm getting. It's good that I'm getting y'all understanding of what y'all believe.
Right.
All praises.
So because you brought up this point and because I saved it so that we can make sure to still, address it. Since I just basically the point is I don't want to make it seem like we dodging what you wanted.
No, you good.
John chapter 11, verse 9. Yahweh Shai replied, there are 12 hours of daylight every day. During the day, people can walk safely. They can see because they have the light of this world, right? We, again, do not disagree that there's 12 hours of daylight or daytime. But daytime is no way, shape, or form the same thing as a 24-hour period. He's talking about the amount of time in which the sun is out. 12 hours does not measure a full date, as you guys would say it. So that does not have anything to do with what we are talking about. We're not arguing the amount of time the sun is out. We are arguing when the day begins and when the day ends. And as previously read in Judges 19 and 9, right, synonymously read consecutively and cohesively, contextually, it literally said, going back real quick, where's my mouse? Lord God. Oh, it's over here. Sorry about that. Let me share this now. Judges 19:9 again. Now the day draweth toward the evening, and then it says, behold, the day groweth to an end.
Did it say the 24-hour period drawn to the end? Because I mean, it's the same argument in the book of John. It's the same thing. If there's 12 hours,
a day is a day. There's 7 days in a week. You got day 1, day 2, day 3.
This is
day
how,
is a day.
This is how you would know, right? Because again, going back to the Torah, right? When we measure our times, we see when someone is unclean, they always stop being unclean at evening. When you look at that 7-day, 24-hour period of a dead body, those 24-hour periods are measured evening to evening.
Right.
Right? So that's how we're going to determine when a day ends. It's based on the Torah. Furthermore, the Torah says, Exodus 20, that the Sabbath is patterned after the creation, the creation story, if you will. You understand? Even that identifies evening. It started in darkness and came to light. So early morning let you know the day's already started.
That's why I'm asking you, and even in the first chapter of the book, why did not the 7th day he said even in the morning is the Shabbat? It didn't say that. Why is it saying that all the 6 working days, but for some reason it's not going to say the Shabbat is even in the morning, the 7th day, or this even in the morning?
So, okay. If that's the case, so you're telling me all the other 6 days were measured starting in the evening time, except the Sabbath?
No, I'm trying to show you he worked before the evening. This is the same principle that I was showing you in Psalms 104. He worked. He got off of work at evening.
Okay, cool. So going back to Psalm 104, if he worked before the evening, that means prior to the evening coming up, what did he do? He stopped working.
Exactly. And then there was evening, past, and morning. That's what I'm trying to show you.
Okay, and that's how our Sabbath is patterned after that, right? To stop working before the evening.
The morning starts the Shabbat. That's what it said. It did never said
that's what it says?
It's the morning. It said tomorrow is in the book of Exodus. It says tomorrow is your Shabbat. And it talks about the morning. There was no manna that morning, period. It didn't say this evening is your Shabbat. The only evening that's ever referenced as a Shabbat is the Day of Atonement. And it has 2 dates, which is the 9th and the 10th. But the 10th day is the Day of Atonement.
Okay. Can we, matter of fact, can we end on that note? Can we go to Leviticus 23 and 27?
Okay, cool, yeah. Because the Shabbat will never say evening there. It'll say the Day of Atonement, but it'll never say evening in the first feast.
Is the Day of Atonement a Sabbath day?
No.
What?
The Shabbat just means a cessation. The Sabbath day is 2 different types of. You have the Sabbath day of your work week, then you have a cessation. And when you look at that, that's not the same day as a Sabbath day. Sabbath just means to cease.
Okay. Let's just read it. How about that?
It's a type of Sabbath, but he's saying it's not the 7th-day Sabbath. That's what he's saying.
That all prayer. Can we just read it? Leviticus 23 to 26. Let me know when you guys are there.
Yeah.
You go ahead. We see it on the screen.
Yeah, we good.
And like I said, we can end it here.
Who got cut?
I'm guessing we did.
She put the knives up.
Unless, yeah, I don't know, but so you guys want us to read it, or do you want to read it?
You got it.
You got
You don't. Okay. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 26. Also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and you shall afflict your souls. So the day of atonement is the day in which we afflict our souls, right?
Right.
Okay. And offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. You shall do no work in that same day. Excuse me. For it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Lord your God. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy from among his people. You shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest. When it says it shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest, what is it talking about?
It's talking about the Day of Atonement. That particular
So the Day of Atonement is a Sabbath of rest, but it's not a Sabbath day?
No. It's not the
Okay.
Sabbath 7. It's not the 7th-day Sabbath. It's when you look at
I didn't ask if it was I asked if it was a Sabbath day.
you got
If it's a
two
Sabbath,
types. You got two types of
as
Sabbath.
a Sabbath, it's a Sabbath day. But if you don't think so, then there's nothing I can do to convince you of your own conviction. I just wanted to see what you would say. You said no. There's nothing I can do from there. It says it's a Sabbath of rest, but apparently it's also not a Sabbath.
Let me ask you this: how do we prepare for that specific Sabbath?
For the Day of Atonement?
Yeah, not the priest, but the common people. How did they prepare?
Prepare for what?
Exactly.
You're not supposed. What are you preparing? You're
Exactly.
not eating anything.
That's my point. That's my point. That's why he specified it. The Sabbath shall be celebrated from evening unto evening.
Mm-hmm. So okay. so how do you go? So that 24-hour period, wouldn't that throw off the remaining of the year?
It's not. You conflicting the dates. That's why I started on the 9th day. It didn't say the 10th day, because if it would have said just the 10th day, it wouldn't be no need to say evening to evening. If it's already kept at evening to evening, why would it use a 9th day at evening to the 10th day at evening? There's no point to say the 9th day if an evening brings in a new day.
I was just asking a question, but
okay.
This was the end of the discussion, right? Is this the end?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the last part.
And we still walked away believing the same thing,
Pretty much.
right?
I'm sorry.
We still walked away believing the same thing.
Listen, whatever your conviction is, that's your conviction.
Yeah.
Just like we've
Stick
debated
with
you
it.
guys about Yahweh Shai walking away still believing that Yahweh Shai he died, was buried, and resurrected. So, what you guys believe, we can't change it. Whatever the people believe, we can't change it. That's up to the Most High. You understand? But we, as people that are, supposed to be more learned between you guys and us, right? We have these discussions. We debate the cause between our brothers, right? For those that may not know better or may not have the understanding, etc. So that's what it's about.
I
They
agree.
can
I agree.
take from what they've heard from both of us, and whatever the Most High God puts on their spirit, that's what we do. And we're not judging y'all and your understanding of the word. You want to make sure that you have a contrite spirit and you're honestly and diligently and truthfully serving the Most High God, Yah, to the best of your ability. And I don't see where you guys aren't doing that. So, yeah.
Well, this was a good discussion. Maybe we can have it another time as well. How you feel?
Oh yeah, it was good. It was cool.
Okay.
It was definitely good.
So we said the Daniel 9 discussion is going to be taking place 2 weeks from now.
April, no, not 2 weeks directly from this date, but just say April 14th. So a week from this upcoming Sunday.
Okay.
Or first day, as you guys would say.
And real quick to Sister Melina Show in the chat. Yahabashim Shabargata, Wat the Water for your generous donation and continued support. Really appreciate you. May the Most High God Yahweh continue to bless you.
And Brother Ruach, matter of fact, while we are live and I have you, because I ain't got your number, you're looking for that discussion of Daniel 9 to be formal, much like Brother Ishya and Brother Yashashakar was, right?
However you want to do it. It doesn't make a difference to me.
Okay, so we'll just like Uriah will be the point of contact. If you can, Uriah, make a group chat with myself, Brother Ruach. I'll send the timestamps, or excuse me, like the allotted times, if you will, in which like you'll be able to have your opening, etc. You see what I'm saying?
The format, yeah.
And the timing format, and then if you want to change it or whatever, we can discuss that. All right.
All right, let's go.
Good. All right. All praise the Most High. Definitely appreciate these brothers from House of Israel giving us the time again. All praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Shem Shai.
So let me ask you
I guess
and a very cordial.
Let me ask this again about the day and night thing. So in those days of creation, you believe that the Most High was working during the evening time and not the day period.
As far as what it says, right? So, for example, it says the evening to the morning was the fifth day or the fourth day, etc. Right? So
did
between
did the day come before the evening?
Huh?
Did the day come before the evening on the first day?
Did the morning time come before the evening? No, the evening came before the morning.
Period. Yeah. The day period. Did the day come before
the daylight? The daylight?
Correct.
No, the daylight
didn't come before the evening.
It was darkness first.
Excuse me?
No, I'm asking, did the daylight come before the evening on the first day?
No, it literally says evening to morning. So
how was that so when there was a bright light out in the sky?
Huh?
How was that so when there was a bright light out in the sky before the evening even came?
The evening time?
Before the evening came, there was a light created in the sky. So there had to be a day period before we got to evening.
Are you guys under the impression that those are 24-hour periods?
No, I was just asking a question. I was asking, was there a day before the evening?
I'm trying to understand your line of questioning based on maybe an understanding you have. Those days, those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in Genesis 1, are those 24-hour periods?
What you would call a 24-hour period today. Correct. Right? Do we believe that?
Well, still,
no, we don't believe that.
We believe that a day unto the Lord is 1,000 years.
Yeah.
It's still allegorical, though. I mean, it's still referencing the whole process is the same instance as we got today. You have to have light before darkness.
And if that's the case,
so the light was up. So the light.
If you're looking at it allegorically, then yes, it's still the darkness first. It was darkness first. And
so aside from
the darkness started the 24-hour period.
But was it good though?
Yeah, it says it was good.
The darkness was good.
Everything God's created is good.
Everything God created, He called it good.
Yeah, that's the main thing. I was just trying to see because really evening has to have light before there's any evening. Period. Darkness has to take over light. Morning, light comes in the darkness.
So there was light first?
There was light first, correct.
When on the first day, we looking at the period of darkness, he did not create.
I thought we were done at Leviticus 23, but we're continuing. So but that's fine. The reason I say that is because in Genesis 1, it literally says, "And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep."
This was before he began his work, right?
Really?
Wait,
how many so-called?
If that's the case, in verse 1, what is this created heaven and earth going on?
Yeah.
Heavens wasn't.
So what day is that then?
Yeah, what day are you talking about? Because the earth was created on the third day.
Sir, that's what I'm where's the light?
Say.
No, the point. Listen.
Where's the light?
Listen, I asked the question initially, right? The question I asked was there a day period before the evening came in on the first day?
We said that it started in darkness.
So if it started in darkness, why doesn't your day begin in the darkness?
What? It does. It starts.
No, you say your day begins in the evening.
That's what we say.
You said your day begins in the evening, not the darkness.
No. When the sun goes down behind the horizon, that's a new day. and that's darkness.
Pull up the chart.
Brother.
Pull up the chart.
Right here.
So in the
Sun
beginning of
below the
creation, in the
horizon.
beginning of creation, was it twilight or was it night?
It was
Because
darkness.
you're saying that your day begins in twilight, not dark.
Sir, that is
That's
it's
kind of semantics at that.
That's
no,
not
that's a
semantics.
scientific term. First of all, yes, it is semantical because we're using a scientific term they use today known as civil or nautical twilight. Nonetheless,
Science is
physically, what we can see, what God gave us to measure hours, the sun falling below the horizon, i.e., darkness. Regardless, now the question comes back to you. Did it start in darkness? You guys said no.
We know,
And
no,
you
no,
said
no.
there was
We know
You
the
guys-
world.
you-
We know before he began his work, the world was dark.
You said before he began his work?
Yeah, the world was dark. That's what he said.
Okay,
The first day.
Okay, but Genesis
initiated
1
when he
and
said
1
light.
says in the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. That's working right there. And it's in darkness. So what are you talking about?
So you believe
Where is
Genesis?
the light in Genesis 1 and 1?
I didn't say that. What are you saying?
Brother, you just said that
I said the
work
light
was done
existed.
in the light.
I said the light existed before the evening came.
Before
Do
what?
you agree with that? Yes or no?
Before what?
Did the light exist before the evening came?
Sir,
Yes or no?
where is the light in Genesis 1 verse 1 to 2?
You answered my question with a question, bro. I just asked a simple question. Was there light before evening?
We have already said no multiple times.
So if you
we
say
said it started,
Yes.
brother,
how did you
I
arrive?
just answered your question again.
Right, yeah, you
Brother
did, but I
Roy,
want to know how you arrived
okay,
there.
so now again, Genesis 1 verse 1 to 2. Where is the light?
The light is with the Most High.
The thing
Okay.
is that if this,
All praises, all
Yeah,
praises.
yeah, it's
I
all
appreciate
praises.
your response.
Maybe I didn't
I
understand the
appreciate your
question.
response.
You asked
Huh?
me where the light. You asked me where was the light, right? You
In
break it
Genesis
down to me.
chapter 1.
Obviously, I must be missing
I'm saying
something
that the
because
day that-
wait, bro, wait. I must be missing something, right? Because you saying there's a light that existed before he actually created light in the first and second verse.
When did we say
we
that?
never
We never
said
said
that.
that.
So why are you
We
asking
said
me
it
about where's
started
the
in
light?
darkness. Because you said there was no work being done in darkness. But in Genesis 1, verse 1 to 2, there ain't no light there, and work was being done.
so he did
Was-
all of that work
Because
on the
originally
first
you
day.
I'm
all
saying-
asked,
I'm
so
saying this.
You're
This-
saying
this
that
is what
the
I'm
Most
saying, bro.
High began.
We know,
working in the evening.
obviously we know the Almighty can
But
work in.
that's what you all asked.
No, I'm saying obviously we know the Almighty can work in light and darkness. The scripture says that light and darkness are the same to him. So obviously he can work in the two. I'm saying
Hold
what did I say something
This
wrong?
whole entire premise was based upon the division of day and night. And now you just said they're the same thing to the Lord.
They are.
Brother, I'm gone. I'm so
Is
sorry.
that not what the scripture say?
Nah. This is over.
All right.
I'm gonna get some water out.
All
I'm gonna get
right.
some water out.
Yeah, let Rob get some water. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all over there
That's
getting
what-
hype over nothing, but is that not a true statement?
Oh no, he's
So can the
he's
Almighty
hyped up
see in
on
the
caffeine
darkness?
right now. He took like a double espresso. So
Yeah.
he is.
Well, what do you think,
excited.
Elder? Is
What do you
can the Creator
Yes,
see?
caffeine.
Can the Creator see in the darkness?
What's up?
Can the Creator see
Of
in the
course,
darkness?
He can. Of course, his eyes
So-
are brighter than 10,000
So
suns.
so his initial reason for creating the light was for human beings, for his creation.
Absolutely.
It wasn't for him. Just like the time, like the what you said about the 1,000 days being what did he say? 1,000 years is like a day. That's his time, right? This whole
1,000
creation,
years is a day now.
these cycles that he's creating, day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, these were given for human beings, right? Because the human beings have dominion over the earth and all of his creation. This was not for him.
Okay.
He had an intention,
Okay.
right?
Okay. If that's the case, when were the measuring instruments created for human beings? Was it on the second day?
The measuring instruments for what?
For human beings.
The first day.
which is light.
All praises to the Most High, Lord God in heaven. So, you said it was on the first day, right?
Correct. That's when the division took place. And when you divide something, you're measuring it, right?
No, I asked when were the measuring instruments for humans created?
The 14th.
That's what I asked you.
The 14th verse.
Which is the first day?
No.
Oh, that I'm just want to make sure I clear. Maybe I was unclear.
No, you said no.
I asked because you brought up humans. You brought up humans.
Can you see a light in the sky before the sun comes up?
You said the first, second, third, and fourth day was for
all of them were created for human. The light itself is created for human beings. The Almighty doesn't need a light.
When were the lights that human beings
Does
use?
the Creator need an external light? Yes or no?
That's not what I'm asking you, sir. No, I don't think that.
Okay, perfect. So that means the external light, he created on day one was for human beings. Yes or no? Because I use both.
The sun, moon, and stars were.
That's great. That's great. That's a measuring tool. That's great. But
for
also light. Yes, light. Correct.
Not for the Lord.
Correct.
But the light of day,
in addition,
is not predicated to the sun. The sun, that sunlight is not the daylight. Sun came after the Almighty created light for day.
We have the existence of seasons before the actual sun, moon, and stars.
Really?
Really? Yeah, really.
Where does the
we
Bible
have vegetation? Say we have the seasons of night, and we have seasons of night.
Where does the Bible say we had seasons prior to the sun and the moon and the stars?
What do you think the sun, moon, and stars were created for? It was created to end a season.
That doesn't. You just.
They were appointed for seasons. They were appointed for seasons that were already there.
You just ridiculed me for answering a question with a question, and here you go doing the same thing.
I apologize.
Where does the Bible say that prior to the sun, moon, and stars there were seasons? Show me that in the Bible.
Go to
what was that?
Psalms? Tell you the night season. He said the night season. The sun ruled the day, and the moon and stars and ruled the night season.
Psalm 16 and 7.
The day and night, the Almighty called them seasons.
Psalm 16 and 7. Seasons existed before the sun, moon, and stars got here. The sun, moon, and stars were created.
Even when they said
they were put upon.
You said Psalm 16 and 7?
Yeah. Book of Genesis as well. It's all over the book. Day and night are actual seasons.
Exactly.
That were created.
Called them that.
Bro, don't get frustrated. This is just we're building right now. So we passed the debate. We just building right now, right? Unless you want to end it. You want to end it?
We're past the debate. It seems like we've continued.
No,
this is literally
we just building right now. We can end it if you want to. I just wanted to kind of I wanted to see where y'all head was.
Okay, well, as far as seasons go for human beings, it wasn't determined until the sun, moon, and stars. That was what you were talking about, was for human beings. That's why I jumped in there, because you mentioned human beings.
We'll come back to it, bro. We'll come back to it. We'll be here all night talking about this. We'll be here all night. But no, we appreciate you, bro. We appreciate you.
Absolutely. We appreciate you as well. What is she doing?
We'll come back to it. We'll deal with that Daniel 9 first, then we'll come back to day and night.
Okay.
All right.
Is there anything else you had, Amata-san?
Oh no.
Okay.
You good? You look frustrated over there.
No. I'm not frustrated. I'm like he said, I ain't gonna this is coffee hour, so typically we have 7-Eleven coffee.
Right.
I went to Starbucks today. Right, because my wife wanted a particular drink from Starbucks. So I was like, instead of making 2 stops because I didn't have enough time, I got my coffee from Starbucks. I got a medium roast with 2 espresso shots inside of it.
Right.
So like, I don't even know how much caffeine is in here. You know what I'm saying? I have extra energy. It's not like frustration towards you guys or whatever. You know, it's just an extra exerting of energy. That's all it is.
Okay.
You know what I'm
we
saying?
got you, bro. We got you.
But yeah, all praise to the Most High. That's why I had to pause to catch my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So April 14th, Brother Ruach, will you have anyone with you? Because I wasn't. I thought it was just going to be Brother Uriah tonight, but I didn't ask him because I forgot. So is there going to be anybody with you on April 14th?
Yeah, I'll
Who
have somebody.
will it be?
I'm not sure yet. It'll be somebody with me though. I'll let you know before. I'll let you know beforehand.
All right, cool. Brother Rod, just, create the group chat as we have been doing. I like the format that we've been going.
Okay.
I personally, out of a lot of people that we've spoken to, I appreciate the candor, but respect at the same time.
Yeah, love you guys over there.
You know what I'm saying? All praise
your
to the
whole
Most High.
congregation.
Oh, y'all love us? Y'all got to come visit us one day.
Yeah, we're going to come down to Miami.
I'm in Miami for it, brother. I went to Ohio one time, and my experience in Ohio was not okay. I didn't like it, But then again, I was in Dayton, Ohio, a small white people town.
Nah, Dayton.
He said you can't go there. I had this white woman told me she was a Native American, and I almost lost it. But
that sound about right.
Well, yeah, man. All praise to the Most High. If y'all ain't got nothing to close with, we'll go ahead and get you guys out of here.
All right, bro. Have a good one. Shalom.
Shalom.
Y'all too, man.
Right. Shalom, Kings.
All right, praise the Most High. Hallelujah. How you feel it went, bro?
This gonna be a tomato. It is what it is. So, but it's gonna be an ongoing.
I think you did pretty good though. I think you brought up some good points.
Yeah. But when it comes down to next time, we definitely gonna have to have time. I try to bring it in, but I had way more scriptures to go to reference this. But the thing is that when you cut off and this and that, it ain't.
This is your first debate for real, wasn't it?
Kind of, pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, formal debate, but it's all good.
Yeah, it's 100. But we appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure y'all tap into us. 2 weeks from now, we're gonna have a discussion on Daniel 9. So that's gonna be a groundbreaking debate.
That's gonna be it.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah, just be ready to tune in, man. See some scriptorial fireworks for this Daniel 9 to prove beyond a shadow of doubt that Daniel is not talking about
Christ,
Yahushua, Yahushua, whatever they want to call him. It's not talking about him at all. So, just tune in, get your notebook, papers and everything, and we're going to learn something.
All right. Shalom, y'all. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that. That was just a little flex, man. That was lightweight for real, man. We just now getting warmed up.
Yeah, I know.
We just now getting warmed up. But nah, praise y'all. Hallelujah. Shalom, shalom. Make sure y'all tune in to us